So in your groups, you're going to have 5 minutes. You're not just 2 hours. You share with me what have been your biggest learnings and takeaways in the last 2 months. Even if the event, what are you saying? Notice you're always what? So 5 minutes, go on, and just I want everyone to share 1 to 2 things. Yeah. 1 to 2 points each, write down and then share it with the room. What you discovered. Go. I've discovered I can work on my legs. Oh, look what that's really what happened? Yeah. You can't measure it. So you can't go, I'm more happy. Writing down I'm more happy is done. You can't actually share it with somebody. Does everyone get what I'm getting at? Let's say if I give you something, it gives you something that I know can, once I give it to you, I can see change. Yeah? So can you measure your confidence to talk to everyone? And then everyone means I connected with 20 people in the last month. And in that last month, out of those 20 people, I made 1 business connection, which just made my life geometrically different. Does this make sense? That's what I'm looking for. See? Because if you just turn around and say, well, I noticed I'm not happy, I'm like, that's good. That's good. That is good. That's really important. But what else is important is you're happy because of what? Well, I talk differently to myself. How often do you talk differently? Actually, I'm noticing that out of 8 out of 10, the internal conversations are positive versus 10 out of 10 negative ones. Whatever it may be for you. Now, so much thought. Good. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what I'm getting called.
So guys, we're gonna have probably about 5 minutes. Deliberately, because we're here cracking out the learning. It's important for you all to be able to share with each other what you've all done. We're all different, and you've all done vastly. You realise the diversity of what you learn. And two things that come in a matter of hours and days. My wife took 6 to 12 months, and I discovered it when I was on deployment. So there are certain circumstances that you may or may not discover it as fast as you would like, but it's not the point. It's not, oh, I'm not going to pass the one on my why. It's like slight confused and go, and the coffee will arrive. A really important thing when it comes to the front of the room. So I work at Brandon. Oh, Brandon. Everyone, cut to Brandon. So, I digress. So, the most important thing is to reflect upon what's actually happening, what's changing, what you need to be consistent with. So, the things that I take away, last night was deep in thought. What is it like to be in your shoes? What's it like to receive this information when you may know it or you may not know it? You may not know why. Now, I met people who knew their why but still didn't do anything. And they knew it, but they didn't take any action. It was like I was listening to an audio this morning and I was looking for just something that I was always interested in. Why is it people will get clear on their values things that completely conflict them? Like, I was like, why do people do that? Why do they have beliefs and values which we all know guide their decision making and our behavior, yet we'll still do something to contradict them? Like, I will say, I value my education, yet people will watch Game of Thrones instead of reading. And there's nothing wrong with Game of Thrones. I'm still going to have to ask people about it because I haven't watched it. It's annoying. But does this make sense? People go, I value my health, but they'll drink excessively on the weekend. Like, so I'm going to go through that because I think it's really important for you to know why we choose vehicles. Because remember, when you remember the 6 core needs, those 6 core needs. Oh, you're like doing the cross, like yes. So through that really briefly because I think it's really important. I was thinking, what were the things I was doing? What my mental years ago showed me, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm completely contradicting my values. I'm going to go through that, but before we do it, I want the person who can stand for this to share. Yeah, she's like, ah! I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so that was pretty fast, mate. So you're first, and then you're 1.1. So,
well, this week.
Talk to the right off here.
This week. So as most of you know, like my overall goal in the NRL, ultimately the Cowboys, but through a few meetings earlier in the year with a strength coach or sports scientist from the West Tigers, there were some positions that he said may open up in the lower grades, which is still higher than where I'm at now. But recently, a strength coach position in their NRL squad has opened up, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So this week, or over the last couple of days, actually, been having a few meetings and that, frankly, trying to get some stuff together, and yeah, so I'm going to be posting my resume either tomorrow or Tuesday, and just have a And then my other point to share, like I'm not sure how many of you saw my post on our page just about the time management type thing. So I think finding that morning ritual for me has really helped me get into flow to my day and make me a bit more focused on different parts of my life. And you know, it's all well and good for me to chase this goal and want to move to Sydney and all this stuff. But one thing that I've been noticing lately that I've been neglecting my time with my girlfriend, who like everything that I speak about with Nat when we have like our little meetings, always because I do love her so much, and she does help me and support me in everything that I do. And it's funny how we get so caught up in self so often that we're neglecting what they actually do for us. So this sort of ritual has really brought that to the surface and has really allowed me to have some really great conversations with Marley, and I think like we've really bonded a lot more over the last fortnight because we've had to go through some pretty fucked up but yeah, having put those rituals in place, it's definitely made us stronger.
I just wanted to share that. That was cool. Who loves that? Who loves hearing that kind of update? You know, I'm definitely on it. And now the thing is, you can't have that kind of rewarding conversation without what? How good do you think he feels being able to share that kind of news? I guarantee you, for the height of hill that you climb is equal or opposite. It's equal to the height. Does that make sense? It's the climb, it's the pain, it's the challenge. So one of the things I like hearing is when someone shares something really great news that's really important to them. I also know that there's a contrast of all the barriers to entry that have to go through to get it. That makes sense. So like when I have a peer like say to me, oh, I need help with recovering through selection, and I'm like, that's amazing. Like, what have you done? Pushing it. Oh, you're so right. I can really get through this. Like that's all it is. So next, please, have this.
Yes, please. I guess the biggest thing I've had in the last point, well, I haven't been here, I missed session 5. Sydney, I missed the flex off and everything. But essentially, the biggest thing I've picked up probably in the last 4 weeks is one, my language at work, and that's come about as a result of positive language, but just where my mindset's at in relation with work. I actually don't call it work anymore. And I've only noticed that in the last 2 weeks. I'm leaving the house to go to the gym that I work at. I find like, where you're off to at Saturday, it's 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, what's going on? I never used to work on a Saturday. I used to try and manage my time so I'd have some home time and some relationship time. But I've been calling my sessions Super Saturday sessions, which for most PTs sounds kind of normal, but that's a consistent thing. I don't say come and make up your session because you missed it in the week. I just say, hey, come in for a Super Saturday session and I'll go on a health stream. So that was a huge part for me to realise I don't look at it in a negative way anymore, which gives me a lot more energy, and I can give that to my clients. And it's coming back. People like taking out the programs like from week 1, we see what are you not actioning, what are you procrastinating over. All those things are taking place now, and people are signing up, and yay! So it's all yay. But yeah, so a big part of that is the positivity in the language, not only internally but externally. When
who else notices when people share? So one of the things I love telling stories, being the one talking all the time. I really do love it. As many of you will know. But I also love for you guys to share and talk. Because when you share and talk, how do you feel when you do it? Good. You reinforce what else that you can confidently speak to a room of people. Someone in the room is lighting up their candle because they go, well, they can do it so far. So this is that whole flow effect that's really important. I was just saying with someone before, it was Drew and I was talking about how cool this level 1 is, because I don't know what happened, but the room tripled in size, and so it was quite a cool problem. And it was one of the cool things that comes with that is a much larger level. Their insights, anyone? Cool. Yeah. And so, you don't have to come to the front page to just everyone. Thanks.
So I've stepped into a pretty different, I guess, field of career-wise. I've gone from nutrition to basically looking at starting a profit organisation. Getting a bit emotional talking about it. At the moment is we're doing a development program for sexually abused kids, and which is just like totally out of like what I've ever done before or anything like that. So that comes like I've just had no idea at some stages like what to do next and what to go, but I've realised that I just keep plugging away, to keep doing stuff, and something's going to come from that. And then so just by doing that this week, I've had like 3 really high quality meetings an accountant, a really good business consultant, and the director of fundraising for the Mater Hospital. So that was wicked, and we learned a lot from her. And yeah, just approached everything this week in the last few weeks with why, basically starting everything with why, and which is what I believe, which is
As you guys all know, JK is definitely, I would say, founding why, but you have to also remember the why. Does that make sense? Does everyone get that? Like, he just created it and it felt good, and that's what he wanted to do. It's actually, he's actually found it, and it's actually not making him feel good. It makes him feel good to know that he is going to be the reason why it's fixed or powered. Or, does that make sense? Does this make sense? So that's why I say a lot of you may not find the why like, oh no, I feel amazing. You're going to be like, whoa, I feel really bleh. And you'll be overwhelmed with, just about you're overwhelmed. You can be overwhelmed. And then you'll be like, okay, I actually now know what I need to do. Welcome. Makes sense. So you'll get overwhelmed normally, but is anyone finding that they're just going a little bit of a why that's kind of putting into a bit of overwhelm sometimes? Like the responsibility. You know, like I'm going to do just so everyone knows, Stan is 30 today. So we're going to do a photo and all that kind of stuff, or a video, or whatever. But we're all going to message her and smash her Facebook. And that's why she's not here today. So she says, "I miss you all." Bye-bye. And what I want to show you all today is this line, okay? And then there's this other line, okay? And there's another line over here too. This is where you were. Yep. This is where you were at one stage or another, and you filled the gap. This is that. Yeah. Hey. You cannot launch yourself to where you want to be unless you fill this gap consistently. And this is why, remember that second or third guy, who here has a dream, a goal, or a business they want to build, design, or grow or expand? So nearly, I'm pretty sure everyone's got their hand up. I'm just asking out of curiosity, does anyone did not put their hand up? Okay. Put your hands up again. Who did? So they're all putting their hands up. I'm just checking because I'm just counting in my head. Because at the end of the day, what voters, the people who do really well in business are other people who do it well on the day when it's going great. Because that's normal. Does that make sense? It's the day when it all turns to shit. And this was, I think, what Kirsten and I was sharing a movie about Operation Red Wing. Now, some of you may know about it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? We're not going to talk about that. When a business does great, it's like, that's very cool. So, when it's full, they are 110% responsible and fanatical and taking their standards that business. This makes sense. And this is why I want you all to share. This is a really important thing about this day is some of you may, I don't know, maybe you all hang out again or hang out for the next year. I don't know. But what I do know is based off my statistics and research, many people think that once this is done, it's it. Again, you'll feel good, but unless you build some sort of platform or a business and you expand and take yourself to that next level, I don't know what else there is. Does that make sense? Like trees don't grow like you know, kookaburra come down on it and crush it. So you need to grow tall because you want to. So does this make sense, guys? And that's why it's a simple thing is that the A to B contrast is looking at who you need to be to fill that space. Does that make sense? It's always reversed. And you've heard this a few times, because I know so with absolute certainty, a lot of people still don't do this, and I know that's okay. Because how much have you grown from just doing little things? Like you talk yourself differently. You actually get clear on your standards, but we still don't even know what your standards are, and you're still doing better. Do you know what I mean? I know people do that. I didn't know what standards were. I did great first 2 years. And then when I started actually doing it, I was like, oh man, Jesus. Geometric results when you know what you're doing. Beliefs, how do you actually do? Go, yeah, I know my values, these are my values. I'm like, I don't know your values because you're not doing anything. Oh, nice. That's really what I'm fighting for. Like, I'm fighting for the best of women, fighting for the best of men, fighting for children and children to come. You know, there's people in here who are fighting for animals. Do you know what I mean? There's fighting for the best in a player. Not for the field phase, but for his whole phase. So this makes sense. Like finding people to enjoy their home, not just to go get a home and end it there, build a relationship with the homeowner. Because if you take care of them, you do the right thing, then they want another 2 or 3. This is all land. So I want to make sure you're all in this for the long game. Play this for the long game. Now I remember watching Gary Vee earlier this morning, and I thought it was really funny. He said, if you're going to college, quit. And then I said, no. And it's so true. I thought, it's so slow. You've got to go back to your grassroots and go, go back to the basics that we teach, basics we're teaching you, and realize that you have all the resources. Yeah, I got 2, I don't know what to do. I really don't. What did I do? I did mine. So, does this make sense? I just need to really make sure that hitting home is. Now, I'm going to ask a question. How do I know it's hitting home for you? Just give me feedback. Results. Yeah, you want it right there. So, well, what else? So, someone else here to share, please. Please.
In the last 2 weeks, been really grateful by I've got the management business and by being very clear on our business. I've been able to say no to a client that actually has been dragging me down, and that's because of many factors for this client. So I've actually just been really proud of myself because it was a good financial income with this client, and I can see the vision of it, but the client just wasn't fitting in with my values and what the business represents. So I've actually said no, and by doing that, and in the last 2 weeks, I've reached out to actually the client groups that I want to work with. So I've reached out to hard of hearing agencies for them to work in events. I've reached out to another client has come to me with two new massive opportunities that are business and helping others and fundraising for the better good. So just by being confident in myself and saying no to a client that just wasn't fitting with my the company has been able to actually open up the doors and more energetic and more inspired to actually do what I want to do for other clients and clients that will come. So yeah, so it's been fun.
So guys, is this cool to share? Like I know it's going to put on. I'm going to have you in the room. I'll actually do what I want to share because I think you can all learn. Is that because you've all learned something, and it may be minor or small, from changing the way you talk to yourself. I mean, how minor is that? It's tiny. It's a conversation you have every single day. But I mean, I actually drew this one. Remember, you wouldn't have seen me draw this up, but it was something I kept saying. I mean, 2 things you're doing all the time. You're having conversations and then you're taking action, or inaction is an action, just so you know. Does anyone get that? Because even though you're sitting static, everything else is like, you're just sitting still. So this constant conversation action is what you're doing all the time. And that's why I had to bring it up again, because by everyone having it, guess what you're forced to then do? Besides that, who said that? Yeah, sorry, I couldn't even see you. So that's what else to do. It reinforces your obligation to take action. Because if you talk a big game and you don't follow through, how? But that's why it's awesome to share. Everyone, that's why it's so important to share, because you feel empowered. That's why you would have gone a little emotional. Because at the end of the day, this, the simple little model, time money. Who's noticed their time? They got more time back in the last couple of weeks and months. Yeah, you got more time back. You're actually using your time more effectively. Now, it's not even time you're using, it's you. You're using you better. You're becoming much more effective at deploying yourself every single rotation. I don't say day. The rotation. So money. What's money? It's just water and wind, guys. It comes and goes. Now, this is what I was saying to you before, the 6 Ls. There are people who have millions and millions of dollars, and they have certain uncertainties out because they don't want to give their money anymore. They're tax members to the law. But yet they have millions of dollars. This is why it's really important to understand that it's not going to change what's happening. It only amplifies what you've got. So you've got pain, it'll amplify pain. If you've got pleasure, it'll amplify pleasure. And doing the right thing. What do you all know about doing the right thing?
Feels good.
It feels good. You do the right thing. You say no to a client, which says yes to 2 other clients. Office. More opportunities is everyone's. I mean, if we were to put $1 in a jar for all the opportunities you've all been faced with, we'd have a pretty big jar of money. Coffee every day. And the possibility. Who's noticing all the possibilities now? And that's why I was saying to you, we've been focusing on pay this whole 2 to 3 months. Most people never get to where you are. Most in a year. They go and buy a self-help book, and they read it, and they do nothing in it. It says to do certain exercises in this said book, and they still don't do the exercise. I know that because I've done that. My favorite book on the planet was a book that I read and actually did what it said to do. I was like, oh, of course. So that's why I'm going to read thousands of books, but read 1 to 3 books and just do what it says to do. Like Napoleon Hill, guys, Think and Grow Rich. Who's read the damn book? So if you haven't read it, you need to say it for the 100th time. Read the book, read it, and pick up Napoleon Hill. I'm telling you to do that in a really resourceful way. You must do it. Because I guarantee you, one of my favorite quotes I read to Dion this morning was, what was it? It was something about, yeah, because if you're unaware of the facts, it doesn't take away from the fact that they're there. So it's like, your ignorance to something doesn't make pain go away. Because pain is ignorance. Does that make sense? And it's true. It's like it's not good enough to say, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, neither did the black hole get. And so you've got to be really cool with that and go, okay, if this is the law, this is the change, this is the education I need to really step up. This is why we have standards, changing your stance, changing the way you speak, doing it immediately, saying that your work is actually play, falling in love with your client. Even the ones you hate and going, you need to move on. Because you've only got so much time to give to people, and you want to give it to the best people who are going to value your time. Yeah? So, who's next? Anyone? Eli.
I blew out my jeans on the way in.
Oh my God. What are you doing?
What? Bring attention. Yeah, for me it was getting clear, and yet stop looking. I can see you. I figure out what I'm looking for. For me it was getting real and honest with myself about structure, which was the stuff we caught up with yesterday. When I first did this, when I first said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to write this book. And I sat down, I was like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to write, sure. I need to suss out how I do my stuff, like the process. But what I realized was my structure was nowhere near what it needed to be in order to achieve what it was that I wanted to achieve. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but getting clear and being honest with myself about how much more I needed to do and what it actually takes to reach your goal was the epiphany I had.
And Eli, to add to that, what else has happened in communication with the relationship?
Well, made me sad.
You know when that moment where you burn your mouth?
Yeah, well, we're talking about God.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, she's always supportive. There's never a moment where if I turned around right now and said, I'm going to get my face carved on Mount Rushmore, she would go, fuck yeah, Dom. You've got this.
Mate, I would say fuck yeah, I want to see that.
So yeah, I mean, I always feel like it's always really strong between us anyway. But it's hard to judge it because she's just always just like this, like fucking go, and I'm like, all right. So yeah, I mean, it always feels really strong, but it feels good being more honest with myself. So it feels like I suppose I can be more honest with everyone.
Noticing that. Yeah. So one of the things that I noticed Eli I'm really interested in hearing what that next day is like your week. Because once you look after you, what you do next, that's never going to stop. Now you've got the tools to that worksheet themselves. You know how to apply them. Now trust me, like one of the things I love in that says is don't try and use them all at once. You can't. You can only hold one to at any one moment. This makes sense. So when you have a challenge in life, what do you know to be true? What's something you can use immediately? As soon as you have a challenge in life, what can you do?
I'm better from another way.
Done. For you. What can you do? Just all back.
See what you can do to heal it.
What do you reckon, Drew?
I reckon you could sort of imagine how to fix it.
Yeah. The reason I pick on Drew's goes back. This makes sense. Like there's all I'm getting at is you're gonna have challenges that you don't want come up. I shit you not. But you'll remember you're going to come. Now if you don't have that supportive belief and you think that life's just picking on you, you're screwed. So if you want life to come at you with challenges, and you want to go, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this one. And the reason I brought surrounded by 100 Talbot. And it was another movie One Spot. That's it. Based on the passion story. But if you listen to the way they spoke about what they did, I mean, unfortunately, shit happens, but they didn't see it like all fire. They went, this is it. We've got to focus. We've got a job to do. Like, in the worst situation, that's what they were saying. So, but that's a mentality. That's not just training, that's a mentality. Because a child will do that. Drop the ice cream, I'm not going to get it on. Yeah, that's it. They just go next. It's like when they bash their knee, they look at you waiting for feedback, like, do I, and then they hobble all day. And they still give everything a crack. But yet, the one who learned to complain goes, no, I can't do it. I need sore. I'm just going to sit back. No. And so, it's very funny, isn't it? Okay, I love that. So, it's funny because I ran into a bench and they push it through the wall. So, this all makes sense, guys. So please, next chair. So sharing what you've written down, basically. Yeah, please.
I hate public speaking, so I'm only wavering because it's making me very anxious. So I started Next Level not because I was in a business already that I wanted to expand. It was to know what I was, and so I tried to take on everything that I was learning. And I was just wondering, oh my God, there's so much information here. How am I going to learn all this? But slowly, I've just noticed a lot of it started to become autonomous, and I just don't know that I'm doing it, like the standards. Like, that is a lot of standards. How the hell am I going to remember every single one and execute them all the time? But things like being solution-minded and confident, they have become quite, I say confident, they've become very subconscious now, and even at work, which was a big problem for me, being solution-minded now has made work less of an effort because where I work, everything's to achieve. So I don't want to say I'm just happy, I'm grateful more
You can
now
say happy.
for the feeling I get at work. Last month or so, like Eli and I missed the last session because we're in New Zealand, but we had this huge breakthrough with each other, communicating, and I found this passion inside me that I didn't realize was there. I just put my hand up and say I want to be in business for myself because that's what I do.
You continue talking, so I just have to clap.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Oh, yeah, how cool is that? Instead of wait for 2 years to find out she had a business idea, she's found it 2 years earlier. Does that make sense? So, but you are cool, game. How did you all get here?
Right.
No. Eli, coming out with it. So, how did you all get here? You're invited. This is an invite only training. Then we get there. And people will go, why are you doing that? Because I actually don't like marketing. I love marketing, but I don't like Facebook marketing or random shit. I like word of mouth. I like people going, hey, you're a pretty cool human being, come with me. This is the impact of growing a community like that. Power to someone who lost up on. You back their ability to be creative, given the understanding of what laws are. Not what we believe to be true, because what we believe is all made up shit anyway. It's the laws. Give and get. It's the law. It's not my opinion, it's the law. If you fail to give to a system, the system will stop giving to you and you will perish. Just like a tree. Okay? Really simple maths. So, mindset. We all know that you're, oh, I know mindset. Oh, whatever. Mindset. When we weren't given manuals when we were born. By the way, this is your child. These are the rules. If you're really handy, you're pretty freaky to come out with a book. But time is constant. We only have so much time. And you've only got so much time in a day, the same as everyone else. We want to make sure, thank you so much for sharing. Because it's really important for you guys to recognize how you got here. What questions were put to the world to inspire you? I mean, I can only imagine where Jay. Where you would reversely be if you weren't here. It's really important you reflect on that. Now, I know some people go, I wish I just took the blue pill. I know that happens, trust me. My dad's in the room, and I said, sometimes ignorance is bliss. And he goes, no, ignorance is pain. It is. But sometimes you get overwhelmed with the responsibility you become aware of it. I said, that's a gift. You can't become aware of anything you're not ready for. Does everyone get that? It's a really beautiful thing. If you know you can grow your business 3 times or 4 times or 5 times, but you were once in the room going, I didn't really want a business, but anyway, holy shit, I do want a business. All that tells me is that you've elevated. You've just grown. You are growing into a higher level thinking human being. So, well fucking done. Because it's really, how much does it piss you off when you hear someone talk about random shit? I'm like, is this really what's happening? Like, it's that worst joke, like, you wouldn't fly to the sperm. That's really annoying. So, like, can we have a quality conversation? I want quality conversations because the thing is the most sophisticated supercomputer known to man. And yet, you want to talk about your shit, don't you? Oh, there's something wrong. Wait, someone's doing nothing. Holy shit, really? Oh man, yeah, I guess, I had no idea about that. So on that cue, can we share?
I just in relation to that, I often, now that I brought Jen into here, we work in the same environment and all that kind of stuff, and we often just turn to each other and say, it's so not next level of to the shit conversation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and it's funny. Because then you look like the outcast. But you're not. You're the one that's more sane. Everyone else is fucking insane. You just realize that you're the most sane people. But you're the most contrastly different. Does that make sense? So please, who else can share? Yes. Whoa. The hand went like that.
I'll make it quick then. Yes,
I love that. Just like, okay, and do it anyway.
Sweet. So I know we all know that like we are the average of the 5 people hanging out, which is pretty scary. But I know for myself, it was definitely hard to separate yourself from certain people to raise your own standards and surround yourself with those sorts of people. But you'll notice like when you start to raise your standards and automatically, like just law of the universe, you start surrounding yourself with those sorts of people. Because I know especially like I've got some really close family members that it's hard like how do I separate myself from them? When you start like managing those certain things, they get pretty fucking pissed off. And automatically they're going to separate themselves. But yeah, they'll be annoyed if you're in the moment, but they're going to respect you a lot more in the long run. So that's been a big thing for me.
And the beautiful thing about this class is like when I hear that and I'm hearing everything else. Who was it? Might ask me because this never stopped. This never stopped. When they came in last session, they both were like, I was like, when you guys are not sleeping, are you? But I'm like, okay. The other thing is listening to what Dan was saying about separation from people that you may not want to be around anymore. And it's a really painful little thing. Because remember, you're around those people because what? Certainty. You just certainty. It's the first point in. And the great thing is all these needs are needs that you can't deny them. They're human needs. You have to have them. Do you know what the fucking crazy thing is about it? You meet the second need all the time when facing your dream. By just thinking about your goals, you need your need. Yeah, that's right, both variety, also known as uncertainty. So you go into your dream like, ooh, am I just what you need? So what you do is you go back to doing what you're doing at the moment, which is being certain, which is not doing too much. And that's why the difference you've been seeing in the last 2 months with you all is that you're embracing uncertainty with certainty. So I said yes, you need to be that molecule that has certainty, and you move into environments that will have uncertainty. What happens to the environment? Like, what happens? You cause displacement. And so really get this, that one of the things is you're going to be tried and tested. I just know that you're going to be tried and tested end of next year, the following year, every single month until you drop. You're going to be tested every single month until you drop. So that's why I'm like, exercise that certainty muscle like you would exercise anything you go to the gym to. You have to do it daily. Like how often, you just don't go to that one lift once. You go and lift regularly. You run. You maintain. You may not go out and do a PB one. But you'll inspire yourself. Watch Gary go along. I'm just maintaining. Be a book. Listen to it. Anyone knows this? He's all love or hate him? Yeah. Oh, I love him. I love his habits too. It's always funny. Like, what's so overlevel? Sorry, that's me being alone. So this all makes sense. Like, so who else is good? Please, you share. But I need everyone to start seeing the meta. Because I'm going to, depending on what I'm noticing with you guys today, I'm going to share you some advanced content too. Because I know I shared with the cash group yesterday, and most of them were brilliant. Work on this. I want to have it come back. That makes sense. I want to be hanging around with you after 10 years. I don't see why that's not possible. That's one big thing that drove me fucking mental on my mental image. I want to know if you really apply yourself, if we're sharing a bottle of wine in 8 years' time. Cheers, until then, I'm my friend. Go do what you need to do. I was like, ouch. But I love that. I'm like, she says it, but everyone else, she says, oh, no, just keep going, you're okay, you'll be okay. I know deep down, she's like, you're okay, you're not. She's like, you need to go do what you need to do. Go to the world, and then come back. So same thing I'm playing with you guys, is keep going to the world and come back. Bring your wood to the fireplace. So please, share.
I don't like talking about the I love something relate.
You're so good at it.
I hate it.
You're good at it.
So I own a gym, and as at next week it was due to close. It hasn't been successful. I work with 2 business partners who are completely ineffective. They don't have any participation in the business, even though they're quite experienced businessmen. I'm the main owner. When I asked you, so I've kind of come to the decision and given up on the business. However, since coming here, I've realised that perhaps I'm just hanging out with the wrong people. So a couple of weeks ago, I asked them to leave and to sell their share of the business, which was very risky because I'm a single mother. Money. So I have asked them to leave. They've agreed for very little. So they're exiting. I've found a new business partner who's buying in, and we're redirecting and starting from scratch. So as I'll have a new brand, we've got a supplements cafe coming in, which is being bought in by someone in the room. Setting up a subs cafe. Redirecting into a new direction, and for the first time in 3 years, I'm so excited. Absolutely everything I have is real. Two kind of pivotal moments. The first one was a conversation on the phone with Tim, where he said, you know, what's to him, and as I described the type of client I want to work with, she walked past me in my place. I just knew it from that moment. Second conversation ago, when I said to him, you know, my divorce go into this business because I can't find a third investor, and he kind of just pretty much went, just deal with it, borrow money if you have to, if it's the right thing to do, just deal with it. Funnily enough, 2 days later, an investor walked into my life. So yeah, I made peace with the fact that I was going to have to put everything in, and now suddenly it's just not falling into place. So.
So this is one of the things you've got to continue to fight for, and thank you so much for sharing. It needs to, you know, with a lot of you need to keep it clear with the brand. I get really morbid with conversations. I mean, by morbid, I mean, I'm not going to fluff things around and be like, oh, it's going to work out. And I'm like, you're going to fucking die a miserable wreck if you don't do something. That's it. And I don't have time to fluff it. If you want a different room with nice conversations, get the fuck out of the room, because that's not my conversation. I work with ex-military people, whereas you need to be built to win, not built to maybe win, but built to win. All right, you've got to fight until you drop. I don't know what other options there are, because I'm thinking, well, the only reason the world the way it is because of a very small handful of people. The only reason you keep buying things is because some person invented that and it went across the globe and you start buying. The only reason we have an iPhone is because of a small group of team of 1 to 5 people. That's how it started. It was 2 people in a fucking basement. Jesus Christ, look at this. This thing has more tech than a spacecraft and like the first and second moon landing. That's why I said to him, like, big gratitude. It's like Kirsten and I always play the gratitude game. It makes you laugh. It makes you laugh. And that's where gratitude is a powerful chemical release. It's always like, yeah, I'm grateful for my car turning on. I'm grateful for my accelerator. I'm grateful for this break with me. You know, like, I play the game, and you'll find that all of a sudden things start to fall in place. Does that make sense? That's why, like, life will sometimes twist all the mirrors on you at 1 minute, and it'll feel like, and you're like, oh shit. You're allowed to say, oh shit, what the fuck's happening? And then you're not allowed to live there. You move into the next circle and go, I'm grateful for this challenge, because it means I'm ready. Completely different empowerment. That's the beauty of what Chantal was saying, is you can't have the reward unless you're worthy of breaking down the barrier. And the crazy thing is, like I was saying to you, the reason why I focus so much on this mindset stuff is you break down one barrier, you're like, yeah, I'm free. I'm like, motherfucker, you're going to run to another wall that's sticker. And then there's another wall that's sticker. And then you'll settle. And what happens is it's like quicksand downhill. You'll start sliding. And for every step you take forward in the standing, you slide 3 to 4 backwards. It's like, you know, you see people running up escalators? It's like that. It's like 3 times you have to get up, but if you're like, oh, and you take a breather while standing on one, it just keeps moving down. Have you ever seen that? There's a guy who walks into it, and he's just standing there for ages. And he's walking up, and you're like, this poor guy. But that's what people do. They're like, oh, I'm working so hard, I'm working so hard, I'm working so hard. I'm like, you're not moving. Life's like a treadmill. What's the direction? And who are you hanging around? They're like the 2 things, because where do you want all your focus and energy to go? Where do you want your action to go? And then what's the conversation going to be for you and the people around you? And if it's not a match, you're like, get away from that. Just get away from it. Don't make meaning of it. Don't go, oh, but I love my family, I love my friends. I'm like, yes, you do. And if you really love them, you'll move on and go, oh, it's cool. You did? No, it's basics, come on. We can knock it out. So who's next?
Oh.
Me.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not me. What I wanted to do over the last amazing week through the last 4 weeks with clarity. Through Danny Matthews, showing a lot of gratitude to this dude right here. He's done a lot for me in the last couple of weeks. He has a contact at Brisbane Lions, so for those who don't know, I used to actually play for the Brisbane Lions reserves, and I left with a bad mindset, like I didn't fully make the AFL because I let my mindset sort of take me in the other direction instead of going in the direction I needed to go. So what there is, and I know this because I actually had a conversation with a guy involved in the AFL, there's no mindset development training for an AFL player, like pre, during and post AFL career. So yeah, like through Benny, I've made contact with the Brisbane Lions, and his contact's actually getting me a meeting with one of the coaching staff, and we're going to see if we can implement a mindset section in their training next season. So that was a massive thing for me. So thanks, mate. And, also with what Kerry said about creating that position, there is no position. So I actually emailed the football manager too from the Lions, and she's pretty interested as well. So that's 2 contacts just through taking action on what you wanted to do. So yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, cool guys. So about 2.5 years ago when I started my business, I was really intimately zero technical knowledge, no skills, nothing. And for the first 18 months had massive growth, and then sort of got very complacent. My skills were really high by that time of the 18 months in, but I started to lose my why. I started to get very complacent. And I guess I've always known the importance of managing your state and energies and how that affects everyone around you. But there's knowing it and then there's doing it. And this course, and Tim says everything like that. But seeing him do it and seeing how it affects this room and everyone in this room, because I think everyone's state has definitely risen since they've started this course. And so actually seeing that, it's like a big slap in the face. So that really. So it wasn't that concept actually went from my head to my heart. I don't know what happened, but I had a massive moment. Everything changed. I just got really audacious with my goals again. Set some things in place that are huge ambitions that I hadn't really thought about in a long time, and really getting out of that comfort zone. And boom, after that, a week. 200% growth. So that's the result from that.
thank you all. I'm grateful that people go, oh, thank you, but I'm like, yeah, it's not me, I'm just helping you find you. Like one another. But the gift is in when you do it. That's where empowerment comes from. I don't get that. Like when you do it, that's the greatest gift I get to see. It's like, I don't get excited, but trust me, I don't get excited about money. It sounds kind of crazy. I always talk about money. I don't get excited about money. I get excited about seeing results from the client. When the client makes money, I'm like, that's it. Game on, that's a win. Because I know that then you're doing all this stuff. Or if you're embracing a goal or a dream that scares the shit out of you, that's a win for me. And that's why I say, you know, does everyone get this? I'm like, yeah, yes. Can I have that conversation in a month then? What's happened? Makes sense? Because I want to hold you. I'm going to go there and go, own it. You said you wanted this. What are you doing? Let's do this. Because if you have someone like Rob who's got a great skill set, we've all got these great skill sets and we get caught up in ourselves and not others, what happens? When you don't live your dream, what are you sending out to the world? Negativity. And you're also sending unconsciously the same damn message. Accept mediocrity, accept the mediocre standards, all these other things. That's what basically by accepting anything but going for that, bless you, you actually send out to the world that it's okay not to play for that. Whereas, has anyone seen that YouTube video, First Class Follow? The person who gets up and starts dancing like an idiot, everyone's just like, whoa. And then 2, then 3, then you've got like a crowd of people just jumping around, and it's the people sitting against it who feel like idiots. And that's literally what happens. That's all that happens. You start moving into a direction where you go, this is uncomfortable, it's actually required. People need to start, well, I'm not about watching videos on subways. You see people start singing and dancing in subways. Like, it's awesome. It's really awesome. It's hugging homeless people. Not so awesome, but still feels good at the time. It's, yeah. You've got to be careful when you hug. Yeah.
It's like laughing.
What's that? What?
It's like laughing yoga.
Laughing
You heard
yoga?
that? When everyone starts laughing at their laugh, then everyone's laughing.
Oh
It's
my
really
God.
funny.
That would actually scare me, but I would try it. I would do that. I actually saw that in the park. They actually do it here. Yeah, they do. They do it down here in the park. I drove past, like, man, that's cool.
Are they actually doing yoga?
They're doing like, yeah, they're doing.
Yeah, no, not really. They're sort of laughing.
Well, they're crossing the legs to me. I can't cross the legs. I'm like, they asked me yoga because I can't do that. So.
I think everybody's things really aligned with, like, it almost comes into one thing. So you can, like you said, like you think you grow rich. If you just implement one thing out of that book, everything will fall in place.
Yeah.
So if you just implement one thing of what these people do, you'll notice that everything we talk about falls in place in line with those highest values and standards.
So one of the things I want to go through with the emphasis, I actually, if I really could, like, I was thinking about this, I might do it to you. Level 2 guy, I was going to make level 2 guys come to this room and I was going to rock right through. I'm just saying that's I possibly could. And see how you go. But I know you've all got plans and a few other things you've got to do. Because one of the things you'll constantly become aware of is as you become more aware, like a current, it widens. It doesn't narrow. Your awareness widens, but what actually happens? Your focus narrows. So as your awareness increases, your focus increases. So on that share, we said, even though we're giving you a lot, what are we actually doing as well? Regressing. We're actually creating regression within you. We're getting rid of all the crap. Get rid of the story. Create a new story. And I'm not saying get rid of your past. I mean, your past is your history. Yeah, it's true. But you don't say you're walking around talking about World War II all the time. Fuck, kill the land. You know, like, let your redirection. Yeah. So this is really important. One of the things I really want to do is make sure you're writing down notes and learning off each other because it's important that you share. When you share, it does mean it's a lot for you. It's like Alana. Alana was sharing, you know, how important it was for her to have that day where she stood up, she confronted a lot of her challenges, Just because of that, just that ability to talk out loud. So who's next? Martin, just finishing. Sorry. Oh, go for it.
Over the last couple of weeks, since we last met, I've been actioning things and that, and came to, I think it was Friday night, and Lauren's like, oh, how do you feel? And I said, actually, I feel lost. And it was because, for me, I felt like I hadn't had a sense of achievement. And I was kind of looked back and I've been reflecting on what I've done over the past 2 weeks. It's not that I haven't actioned anything. I've actioned a hell of a lot, but it's taken that time or 5 minutes, out and looking at what you've done and going, actually, I've taken on some big projects, come to like an actual end yet, but I've actually taken a lot of action. So that was like, and I actually wrote a list this morning, and the list is half a page long, like for actions that I've taken. And now I feel like, oh shit, I've actually done something.
Yeah. And one of the things I have to what do I strive for with everyone in the room? I strive to be a success, but what do I excellence? Because excellence is not a point in time, excellence is a process. And that's something that, as Martin has just shared, is what he needs to focus on. And taking a lot of action, doing a lot of things. And then not be a result immediately. I mean, it took me 2 years to crack the fence. I was and I left. And then it took me 2 years to get back in. Now, I'm fucking stupid as the ever. Anyway, you can tell I'm quite passionate about it. You know what I mean? And so one of the things that Martin is sharing is really important to recognize the fact that excellence you have a lot of projects in the pipeline, you're meeting right people. So Sam. Yes, Sam. Are you ready to hang out?
It's already there.
Who are you meeting? So who's next? Let's go.
I just wanted to follow on what Martin said. I've done a thing. I put a lot of pressure on myself to excel and keep doing more and hustle and keep moving forward. And I was really resonating with what you said, because I was sort of in this place where I was still in my job and I wasn't in my business. And the reality is I probably won't be in my business fully until a certain amount of time. I need to jump through some more hoops. I need to throw my hat in the ring. I need to put some more systems in and do that. But I was continually frustrated. And my standards in a frame on my desk, because part of my issue was that I was diffusing my energy between being where I was and being where I wanted to be. So it meant that I couldn't be in either. Me back in my desk to get my shit done and do it well when I'm there. Because the reality is I'm actually really lucky in my job that I'm in, and there's a lot of transferable skills that I'm applying straight back into my business. I'm blessed to, I couldn't pay for the training that I'm getting in my work at the moment. I'm working with an MBA and an entrepreneur, and these people are hustling as well. So I've got to take my shit out of it and do my job well, and that's changed my energy there. But I've also set structures around my own business. So instead of trying to be everywhere at once, 5 hours on Saturdays actually sit. Yeah,
you're awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. So I've recreated my love in my job, because I'm actually really lucky to be in a startup and I need to get in the field with the gratitude there. Yeah. But I'm also really lucky to apply all the stuff I'm learning and have my heart space open in my counselling business on the side. And since that, I've, so many opportunities have come up that I can actually work with people who need my help and implementing strategies to roll it. So yeah, looking back in the last year, because I was like, oh, I'm not getting around, I haven't done anything. But really in the last year, I've done 2, both here and interstate. I've launched my website, I've created new content and contacts, and lost 15% body fat. So
One of the things I love about that is, guys, one of the things I learned really quickly is if you procrastinate, dabble, just own it. Like, just own it. It's amazing. If you're like, oh, I haven't done a lot, it's just, so you're a procrastinator. No, lots of things, you're a procrastinator. Yeah, I'm a procrastinator. So next time you're going to procrastinate, guess what's going to happen? Because you own the football now, which says procrastination, you're like, ugh. And you do something. I shit you not. Your mind does the opposite because it's instead of the avoidance of pain, you're like running this way, it's following you, and you haven't quite owned it yet. Does everyone get this? So if you procrastinate or you, and what you do is just go, no, I am just literally a lazy body. And you own it. As soon as you own it, what happens is your body goes, no, not, and it bounces away from it. Does that make sense? It's like being really close to the bottom of the pool, but not touching the bottom. You're like, just go to the bottom, touch it, and jump out. That's why I love owning it. Just own it. But if you do it more once, then you go do something. Just own it once, and then that should be enough. Thank you very much. So next, go.
How we guys? Well, a good morning. One of my biggest things that I've picked up throughout this, my main one probably, I haven't got it written down here, about separation, was when I first met Jackson, and that was around Dion's place. I was going through some troubles with my partner, and I felt she was holding back, and it comes back to I felt like I just needed her, when really she was not destroying my life, but just holding me from what I wanted to do. And Jackson sort of pulled me.
Just went there.
Jackson pulled me aside and said, "Look, sometimes you just need to let those people go, and if it's meant to be, it'll come back." Boldly, we discussed that. I took that step. I feel unbelievable for it now. And the second thing that I've really picked up over my time with this group is holding myself to a more professional standard. And through that, how I measure myself on that is the laws of attraction I'm getting with people, more quality people. Definitely some, and even the group that they were involved in, their standards and levels that they hold. So I'm really grateful for lifting myself to be able to hang around people that, like, even like this whole room here, it's pretty cool. So that's what I've noticed and gathered out of this so far.
Awesome. So the energy level you resonate, you're going to start taking. Just keep it really simple. Study Einstein, study science, study what you want. You'll find that a lot of things you learn. I've been around for a long time. One of the things I love about yourself from level 2 was nothing I'm showing you is new. It's been around the whole time, even before you were. But it's always been there. And rid of all the ignorance. It's not that you're being ignorant on purpose. It's just that, remember, people do the best with what they know. You bring something new into what you know, what you can do. So one of the things I'm really interested in is, can you say that? I love your business, so I want to talk. Do you guys know how he does? Tony, share, please.
You get raw cakes.
Those yummy ass cakes you have in
A lot of us happen with me, like with my corporate job and in IT, like completely cake maker, and we just got our own kitchen. Like it's just been like a lot of big goals, like our own kitchen. We're opening up shop and so planning and just like quick decision making is something that we really learn. So like we as females overthink things a lot. Something comes up to us and like, should we do this, should we do this? Like we talk it out way too much.
Yeah.
So we really learned to go, okay, let's just go with our gut and just get it done, and for us attracting the right kind of energy and like really good momentum.
I'm just like listening, I'm just like playing out in my head your decision making process. I'm feeling
It's been like
okay.
like I know you said it's like just so much happening and so many goals. Like I'm just over the
tweaking is scary as fuck. But I also know that Candice, the business one, has a goal to be able to present to win their own business. And I said the only way you can do that is to make sure your business is successful, because people aren't going to listen to you because you're fat. Let's get clear with that. So that's why I'm very invested in your ideas, because I want you to win. But I also know that there are going to be those little barriers along the way. While I'm playing with them, just getting up and talking, is as much as it may scare the shit out of you to talk in front of people, there will most likely be a day where you'll do it. And because you've done it, it will inspire a lot of other people. Because it makes me feel, I'm like, that's nutbag. I mean, that's insane. Like, but it's true. I remember when I started speaking, I was like, but eventually what happens is you start to get in the rhythm and understand that you've got something to share that's very valuable for people here. And now you really want it. Like, really want it. Like things like, I just changed the way I stand and talk to myself. That's so nice. I mean, it sounds really nasty, but it's really true. I've never heard of James Allen. James Allen was in that, he was born 80. Like a lot of the mindset stuff we do today, but no one really knows about the guy. The thing is, I was reading one of his books late last night, and I thought the crazy shit was he's talking about all the negativity in the world then. He said the world is drowned in pain and sorrow, anguish, and tears. These are things this guy's writing 100 years ago. So what I'm finding out is that the world is no different. People go, the world is in chaos. Don't make the news. It just allows you to see more shit rapidly. That's all it is. Like, the world's crazy. Like tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes, that shit, they're outrageous. The world has become a small place with technology. So be very aware that it also does the contrast. You can see lots of opportunity. Does this make sense? You want to share? So that's why I love reading about that all stuff, because there's a lot of things in the world that are constantly changing rapidly. What's the one thing that changes really goddamn slow? People. So that's why when you build a business or build a relationship, always seek to help build. Like I am in love with their cakes. I love their cakes. I still don't know how they're good, but they're good. So I think because I know that how much work goes into it, I can see the effort, there's a story, and I know one day it'll be up there, they'll have the bakery. There's all these things and I'm like, oh, that's so exciting. Who's been to Bakery Lane? Who's ever had I Heart Brownies? Oh, man, amazing. Now this particular business, how long ago, like 2-3 years ago, she just fell in love. She quit a corporate job, common story, but ivory towers, they're normal thing. And she said, you know, I want to bake. I want to do something that people enjoy doing. And so she followed her dream, baking for God's sake. Anyone can do it. But
10 years ago, remember?
oh, yeah.
The sister told us that they were sitting in a cafe in like London or something, and she was like, I really want to make brownies.
That was it. That was it. 10 years ago, not even 3. It was 10 years ago. She was like, I really want to make brownies. Yeah, we met her sister.
Yeah.
And now they've got this sick little bakery lane that I want to spend a lot of money on because I like brownies. And so I'm talking for brownies. So I'm doing brownies. All that matters about is by doing those little things, it's like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to that shop where there's hundreds of them, or do you want to find that one shop that does it really well? Because you feel special. You do. So I was saying yesterday in the room yesterday, what I love about massive companies and small businesses is that you can learn from both. I study a lot of books about massive enterprise, like, because how do you keep beasts like that alive for so long? And why is it that companies can be around for about 100 years and then they vanish overnight and get liquidated? I'm like, that's frightening. But then I see other people like Apple's company, and I go, you know, if you go to an Apple store, you go to any other store, you go to like a perfume store or a bakery, it's like 2 people in there maybe sometimes, maybe 1. You have blue shirts and or people, I mean, sorry. It's like, so there's more people in blue shirts than just customers, and it's awesome. People walking in like, oh my god, I'm surrounded with culture, I'm drowning in it, and it's a beautiful thing because they are walking, talking. Nerds. They all drink out of jam jars and have beer. And it's really good though. And it works. So Who's next? Go at the same time, go.
So I'm just gonna jump to like my mindset after the first session. I'm just like, what am I doing? Like,
Place hair stands up. You should be flat.
It's actually my mindset. But yeah, I was a little bit concerned. I'm like, man, am I in the right industry? I just had no clarity at all. And but you know, obviously as we went on, I was like, yeah, thank God I'm in the right industry. Like I just love what I do. So, and I was just also kind of held back a little bit, like, oh, you know, don't really want to jump, just go for it. So, made a pretty big decision. I'm actually jumping in with Chantel as her business partner, and yeah, just love it.
What's the shift from complete? I don't know where I am. I'm in my industry. How do you felt? Disempowered, operate from a disempowered state. What kind of story you run? If you were to make something in a bakery with that top method, what the fuck would it taste like? No one's coming to your store. You're not going to eat it. Because I know I baked shit and it was nasty. I didn't kill myself like vomiting. I was trying to make brownie, I was like, kill myself. I was like, yep, so I'm going through this stuff. So story strategy. So this is the beautiful thing is you change your state. That's what I say. It's like the game is the state. It's how you manage your emotional state. And it's like how you control it. You take away all the noise in the world and come back to self. You don't have to cross your leg and have your fingers in the bottom position. Meditation is literally, you can train yourself. You can listen to a certain song and meditate. Meditation, there are multiple, hundreds of ways to meditate. Taking a very deep breath, sitting outside for 5 minutes, coming out, staring at the sunset of the sun. Don't get this, there's multiple ways to get a certain outcome. There is not one way to win. It's important to hear that. So who's next? Because I want to take a break, but I want to hear people share.
I had probably about 2 weeks ago was just how to take action, and I was constantly focusing on it. I was wondering like, how do I take action? And it was just driving me insane. And I eventually just wrote a list down of stuff that I just needed to do, and I was like, why don't I just?
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, and yeah, I started just doing small things, just making calls I needed to do, sending emails, and then everything just started to get on a roll. And it's actually got me to my quarterly outcome already, which is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I was ecstatic about that. And probably my second biggest one was gratitude. I started to lose sight of everything that I was thankful for and grateful for. And it really was a big thing. So I was just focusing on business, just constantly. And it was not till I had a meeting with Brandon, and that I've never actually, while on this journey, thanked Jack, all the help that he's given me.
You got it, man.
You got it.
Until Ray would have been too. I never actually go. And just from that point, I realized that every day you just have to have that reflection time where you think about these kinds of people and the events that have happened in your life. And yeah, yeah, it's just that's probably one of like the biggest ones. Yeah.
You'll notice I'm going to flip around a lot. I kind of thank you everyone for what you shared. Who else felt that?
Yeah.
So, does everyone understand this works? Cross section line, someone sitting who's read it? Yeah, who hasn't read it? I can read it. I'm just going to keep saying that. Like, as soon as I ask, just play the game, go, yes, I read it, and then go read it, so then when I ring you up, go, what was the story about? It quiz you, because it's really important shit. You know, someone's spent 10 to 15 years in their life writing a book. Like, that's a gratitude thing. You know, really take, that's why I say, remind it to start what you in the room. You know what I mean? It's all well, but I know what I can do to do with you, but at the end of the day, being able to come together with people and step up in your life. This is not the easy. Does everyone realize how this is not easy? This is still the fundamentals in my world. This is the fundamental basics before I can do anything else. People are like, what the fuck else can you give me? There are so many things I can give you that are so much more. But without it, without this, the game is lost. Right? The game is over before it even started. Because if I started teaching you all the other stuff, Jesus, it just wouldn't work. Like it's like I'm going to use Drew. Drew's now Drew's not. I knew you believed it a little. Now, no, thanks. I'm like, if it was me, I don't think you're a time picker. I actually think you have a lot of value to give, but I'm happy to run the risk of having you in certain rooms. Then he was like, okay. But when did he clicked for you like fucking day 1 of the 4? You know what I mean? It clicked him. But I don't know if you guys have gone back to the post and read what he wrote. He was a mess for days. Because neurologically, your brain has to go through a rapid transformation. It's like, and it starts changing, and that's why you cry and you laugh. Anyone had a crying and laughing moment? That's it. You're like, it's like that moment because your brain is it's hyper stimulated and it's changing. The brain changes all the time. It's always moving. It's such a beautiful thing. It's amazing, not believe. So this is why I brought this up. Have that emotional thing, and you can't like. I don't know. You just can't logic that shit. It's emotional. It's reptilian. It's important to you. It's right at the core of your being. And you don't feel it here. You don't go, oh, you feel it here. So that's what I mean. The heart sends more signals to the brain sends to the heart. Okay? So that's why people go, you know, you might have a fuckload of neurons here, but your body is bathed in neurons. That's why when you get happy or angry, you don't just have an angry head and the rest is good. You get tense. Your body locks up. Now the thing is, if you get into an empowered state or a disempowered state, remember, one of my favorite things is, I can't prove this theory, but I just believe in it anyway, is that you are a transmission beacon. And I believe in that. I mean, Napoleon Hill was talking about it, all the scientists are talking about it now. I looked at what some of the American Indians used to talk about hundreds of thousands of years ago, wherever they popped out of the ground. They said, we're made of stars. And I was like, we're all smoking crack. And then they turned around the last 20 years and went, oh shit, here we are. I'm like, some really basic things, if we understand and believe, you'll get a different outcome. Because there's laws. Does this all make sense? So who's next? I like that. Come on.
Stand next to as you know, I competed in Boston. You did. The journey that was leading up to it, and specifically the last week going into that, and it was. And then actually throughout my back, and I was going through so much mental strain and just generally like disbelief if I'm going to be able to perform on the day. And then it literally hit me that previous week with Brendan about some personal issues, that it is all in your mindset. Like I literally spoke to myself and said, I'm not going to let this back dictate who I will be on Sunday. I said to myself, I am going to be in peak performance on Sunday, whether I like it or not. But I just had that fucking belief. It felt amazing, like just being so certain in myself that everything was just going to work out. Like I didn't know if it was, but just like telling myself that I was going to be. And funnily enough, half an hour before the competition was alleviated of all pain, and I was just,
it was. But do need to express my gratitude towards Brendan. He has been such a big part of my life. I didn't know during school if he was ever going to be like right here, like right now. He holds like a special place in my heart, whether he does or not. So he's pretty much salvaged me from another life. Like, yeah. So thank you.
What makes me laugh, I love hearing that. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really, really important for everyone to recognize what's going on. I mean, Jesus Christ, how many times we have to fill buttons? Jesus. Not passion that shit. It's like a big red light, like boom, 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 boom. So if anyone knew Brandon 13 months ago,
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone really knew Brandon like 13, 14 months ago, it's the transition in what, like, just over a year?
18 months.
You're 20. So that's why whenever I meet someone who's, it's like nothing wrong with anything at 25, but I started my journey when I was 25. So when I meet someone and I'm 25, I'm like, Jesus, you're 3 years ahead of me. 3 years. That's a long fucking time. Because it took about 3 years for everything to take off, Sharon. She said, 3 years. And then she asked another guy in the room who's another mentor. And he's probably 48 years old. And he said, 3 years. Took about 3 years. He started his journey when he was 40. Complete another mess up until he was 40. When he was 40. And he said, yeah. That's why I'm like, wow, when you hear that from somebody, like her journey when she was 39. And now she's only in the month. Here we go. Insanity and genius. That's where you want to be. It's in a great place. Because everyone thinks you're weird, and people who know that they're weird know that you're actually saying. So you talk a common language. And so when I met Brandon, probably what?
January 2004, you met.
Yeah. That's our anniversary. I was like, holy shit, you remember? Stop pointing at me. So does this make sense, guys? Like this is like the ramifications of opening up yourself to one person. Like I have no idea the impact that I know Brandon makes impact, but I don't realise the waves he creates all the time. I don't have a little like wave check. Oh, well, Brandon's doing his waves. So I knew that when I first met, like very typical 21, 20-year-old. Confused as fuck, doesn't know where he wants to go, has a really weird backstory. But I go, it's weird because I'm like, yeah, like Sunday the 30th is our Sunday. Now you're all invited. Everyone gets that, right? You're a public community. It's like, what are you laughing at? So,
I was like, oh fuck my head. I don't really
yeah, so one of the things is be really conscious of how you got here. Be really conscious of it, because the impact you time, and what is that what he's allowed to develop. And I think about what you're doing in your own community, you do, your clients, the way you operate your business, the way you see to talk to. Just everyone see the impact. This is very, very big. It's not, oh yeah, I feel more confident. I'm like, you feel more confident, you speak clearly, you communicate clearly, you're taking action, you're inspiring. If you did that consistently every year, every day for a year, and you always upgrade yourself that 1%, that's like a 300 to 400% increase in a year. And the people you impact is insane. So this is how it all happens. It's a little bit moment.
Bailey was saying before, and what just listening to what you were saying now is you don't realise the sort of impact that they're having on other people. I just realised that it goes even further than that, in that Bailey's just talking about being grateful for all the stuff that Jack's done with him. And then I'm in the gym, and Bailey comes over to me and goes, "What are you trying to do?" And I said, "I'm trying to do this." And he goes, "Hey, have you tried doing the progression this way?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck, how have I never considered doing that?" It just is something, this is something as little as that, but it's just, immediately I was like, okay, cool, I need to change the way that I'm looking at this training. And it might only be in my training life, like an impact, and then that person makes an impact, and so on and so forth, and all of a sudden, a reaching thing to start from only one person.
That's exactly right. The tree is concealed within the acorn. You know, it's like bold, these cool quotes that they actually resonate once you look deeply into them. So guys, you've gone really hard, and we're going to take a break, 15 minutes. But is everyone seeing the value in what people are sharing? Very well.
Yeah, just a bit like jumping after Hey baby, you can see me on the logs when I'm connecting. So what, are you having it on, or do you want me to take that to pass it on? Yeah. No, I've got Wi-Fi. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I've done in the morning so far, but it's been cool, been learning. Well, how are you feeling?
You're not going to get me.
Oh my God.
She said the cheaper other things that I can do is that's nice really. It's simple, it's easy to click on the link and it just locks me. I'll keep it now because I know she's Oh, is it? Oh, there you go. You're in. All
So guys, welcome back. One of the things, can I share some good news?
Yep. I'll let you.
So it's not confirmed, but just like you were all sharing your wins, I'm sharing my wins. So you know how you want to invest, I have the same thing. My dream 3 or 4 years ago, I had no idea. This is why I love sharing very rarely what I dreamt about. 4 years ago, I wanted to have an academy. I was confused as to why human beings were built to succeed against so many failures. I was genuinely confused. I didn't understand why so many people live a mediocre life, just go with the flow, and yet we only have one existence. Like, I have no idea where to
Your dad's not that.
Oh, my dad's not. But that's the character, very big character. The big fucking fish. I know, that's a big fucking fish. So, I've stopped my story right there. So one of the things is you have to fall in love with the dream, and you're not going to know how. Like, you're just not. You're just not going to know how. I was just always going, I don't understand why people don't find out their why. And I didn't know my why when I came up with this. I didn't know why. I just had this funny feeling. I was like, I loved excellence. So when I went to the military, what I was actually seeking the whole time was excellence. I thought I needed to be a particular person in the world's eyes. So I was going for special courses. That's what I wanted my whole life, was all around doing that. And then one day I realized that's not what I wanted. And when you get 10 years into a fucking journey and realize you want something, it's really annoying. You're like, oh, so this is not what I want. And it was emotionally demanding for me to let go of that dream or idea. But what was happening was I realized that it was the process of excellence that I loved. It was that constant pushing yourself to the limit. You know, not eating and not sleeping for days on end, I actually enjoy it. Because I was like, so many people would not do that. How's that even fun? I'm like, I love that. Because I knew so many people would just not do it. And I wanted to constantly separate myself from everyone else. Because I was looking for that. So one of the things that's come to fruition, man, it's not a definite, but it's opening yourself to possibilities. We've taken on an investor who's offered to give us $1.5 million. I love this place, but I'm sick of pouring 60 to 80 grand into it every year. That's why I say, just because results. So one of the things that we're doing now is, well, what can we do to make sure that we actually build an academy of excellence where it has global reach? And the only way you can get into it is through an invite-only person. And that the stories you share will stick to the walls of the halls of fame and all these things, because these things are really important. Yet we can't do that anymore. You're not allowed to put anything on the fucking walls. And because they don't know the rules here, you can't touch the building. It's a heritage, it's a thing. I don't know why. It's beautiful. Just long story short is, things will fall into place for you, but just because that thing's falling into place, I guarantee you, there's probably 100 barriers to entry to be able to actually have a fully functioning academy of excellence. But people realize it's not about the paper, it's actually about the process. So, my brain goes crazy, and I get Gary Vee on board. Really, these people I actually have contacted that I'd love to bring across in the coming years. Is full lives. And so, honestly, and I find it, Brisbane is actually like, out of all the children, it's one of the ones that's maturing and growing up. It's a very business-oriented city, but it's also got a lot of character and class that's growing into it. And it's got the Brisbane one. I know Sydney's got the harbour, that's about it.
Where's the Story Bridge?
Story Bridge is awesome. You don't know the story about the Story Bridge? I share with you. It's just because eventually you guys will be part of that. We'll find you when it opens up and it's going to be absolutely great. That's where we're going to start running our phones, and eventually evolve into a complete reflection of the community that helped do it. So I have to thank you guys for My father had to go, Jesus, what an amazing room. He said, my dad's only watched me do what I do. It's the first time he's in the job. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But he was just like, that's so cool. But like, even he was like, I mean, he was like, never seen that. So you know the book I asked you to read? He's like, oh. He's like, I'll go read it. I'm like, yeah. And I go read the other book I gave you. Oh, which was that? 15 by April. Yes, I read it last night. So these are little things. I'm like, my father was 60. He's wanted to make a leading contract with the FD. So, but you don't need all the resources. He just said, people rejected the idea, so he just drove out in a truck and dropped the shed. No hospitals, no, he had to clear an entire rainforest for a plane to land. With his fucking bare hands. Like, rather than act and eventually a chainsaw and one in there. So this is what I'm going, but I said, so what drove you to do that? He said, I could see opportunity where others could not. That's it. I was like, damn. I look at a jungle like, I can't see shit. You know, all I can see is green. You know, but for someone else, they see opportunity. So all I'm saying, I want to share with you is, you know, when you see an opportunity in your mind, embrace it with absolute love and conviction. And trust me, you're gonna come across stop you, not the best. You know, I've always wanted to build this academy. He said, it's so funny, you said that 3.5 years ago. And we asked him, how are you going to do it? I said, I haven't got a fucking clue. And I still had my big bloody beard and my flannel shirt with my sleeves rolled up, my hunting shoes on. Hey, and I know, but all I'm sharing that with you is because you've all got an idea. And you've got to embrace it. If you want to make fucking half grand, you've got some serious competition. But nothing's new. That's why I'm saying to you, nothing's new. But how can you make it better? How can you evolve? That's why when someone says to me, oh, it's already done. It's not broke. Yeah, whatever. Something like that. So, what did you guys do during break? What? Had coffee, shared parent stories, probably the same level there. Yep. So I'm just curious. I'm so big and so it's great. So guys, I want to go into an advanced how's your brain work? Yeah.
Coming back to life a bit.
Right. How's yours? Is that 0?
Quality.
Quality? Anyone?
Yeah, it was a moment.
Oh, I looked at him like, where did you go?
Just tell us what
The reason why I'm asking these particular people is, who was going to catch up with me? 2, 3. Yeah, cool. So I'm just checking because I went and shared some advanced content. Now, Jake, you were actually aware of this model. What happened for you when yeah. So could you do
When we both really just committed to doing what we're doing. And we basically gave ourselves about 6 hours. We did it in like 2 hours, and we just like, we wanted to do more, but there was nothing else. Like we just got it all out there, I guess, and that's comes a little bit back. The vision and like that through this, not able to achieve, but they're so crystal clear what it's going to look like in my head. And when you asked. And like, I'll move that back to January 10th, but God damn it. But everyone that I was speaking to, they're like, it's not going to happen. But I'm like, no. January 10th, and like, Like, because everyone's like, are you stuck in that date? I'm like, yes. And like, is there a particular reason? I'm like, no. Like, is this
Yeah.
and I know that we're on track to do that. So.
Yeah, awesome. So guys, I'm going to share a model with you, which is actually level 2 content. But I'm going to share with you because I know that even after sharing level 2, how much, Brandon, how often do you apply? Hey, how often do you apply? So I'm going to share with you, before I share it, I need everyone to recognize that this is not going to land 100%. You are not going to get this after one fucking session. It took me 7 months, okay? Yeah, you're not getting enough 7 months. Now, the reason I'm going to share it with you is you will not find this model fucking anywhere. You will not find it online. If you look for it and you find it, someone's plagiarized. You will not find a control model. Now, I'm sharing with you because it's going to either cause you to go to overwhelm or excitement. Either way, it will be a good thing for you because one, they both in. So if you want to write a book, so I'm going to write some stuff down before I send it all. I'm going to write up here, book writer. Yay. What are some other outcomes that would be great, or some levels of awareness that everyone would like to achieve by the end of the session? Taking into account what standards we're going to constantly apply every single day, what's an outcome you would like to achieve? So clarity around book writing. How to structure your book, how to structure content, how to structure writing a letter, how to structure a conversation. All sound handy. So I'll put them in, but I want you guys to tell us.
So I'm going to start with my overall goal.
Yep. Is that useful? What else would you like?
Getting
Implementing.
Woo! What?
You go then.
Getting into momentum. Is this sort of what we're talking about?
That also comes in along with implementing. Sort of.
Define momentum.
Just deciding and then going all out.
So clarity. Because why have you decided it? What do you need to decide to go all out?
Decide.
So helping you make decisions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for, sorry. Who's left? Is someone who's opened the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Freaking out, too much energy. So next?
I don't know if this is right, but I need to start a conversation.
Fuck yeah. I don't know if this is right, but I'd like to make my money. Okay. Let's start with that. That's awesome.
Can I subtitle that with language possibly?
Nice, yep.
Selling yourself.
Yep. Management. So how people perceive you.
I don't know if this is another one as well, but it's it's kind of a decision.
Make shit up. I guarantee you make shit up, it'll fit into this one.
It's just getting up and doing it. Setting, you usually get up at 6, and you snooze your alarm at 6. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yep, state,
Fear.
execution. Fear?
But I think that might come in with.
Fear will fit into this model. You say, what's an outcome you'd like to achieve? This is not part of it.
It's one wing.
You're not putting like a little orange box around it. The lid's broken. Like a pen. Why would I put in a green box? Because it's actually a very powerful resource. So powerful that it prevents you from doing what you want.
Clarity of how to scale, so scaling the business so it's not me, but I'm scaling through others.
So I'm gonna next time I write the word, make it a bit bigger. Sorry. Scale.
Duplication,
Yep. In what context?
duplicating yourself onto others, so helping them.
So replicate leadership,
Replicate.
like replicate leadership. Yep. Duplicate. Now this is important because duplication, you can duplicate and replicate your results. So can you use the strategy, exactly, can Alana use the strategy she uses to make those fucking insanely good brandings to building an empire?
Yes, I buy 10,000 of those.
Yeah, I would buy 10,000 fucking
There's
brandings.
some left over to get.
Yeah, building an empire, you did do that. I'm like, I thought we were friends. Take it up. So you're getting yeah, let's start. Yep, emotional.
Coaching them, like actually asking questions that don't give up.
So questions. So the example this morning when I was asking you, things I asked you to write down things that you know you can measure, and people kind of go, man. But yet, after a little bit of a conversation with me, it becomes quite apparent that you can measure a lot of things you broke down. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you is I totally get that you're going to find what I call invisible ceilings in your thinking. It's like that you have a back of the box moment. It's like you're like, you can't, you just literally go, like the synapse is like not firing or something. It's like it's just there, but it's not there. And that happens. I have all these things, and there's so much to do, but yet it just takes care of itself. So that's why I said be very aware that a lot of these things are like, oh, how do I map this all out? Just chill, man. Chill with it. You will figure it out. You're welcome. It was supposed to be. So what else? There's like what? 60 people in the room. Come on. So definitely writing a book for anyone would be useful. Yeah. Fucking no. I never want to write a book. No one's more like, I want to write a book. Startups. The only reason I'm still in business is because of this fucking model. The only reason I help other businesses is because of this model, just so you're clear. Sales. Sales. Who thinks they know in sales? I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm just saying, if you think you're not in sales, you need to realize you are in sales. Simply as that. Why do I say that? Remember, everything you're doing is what? Conversation and action. If you're having conversations, even with yourself or others, you're either selling something or being sold on an idea. It's funny because you actually sell shit to yourself. Yeah? You either sell that you're worth it or not worth it. You either buy an idea or you don't. That's why I say to when they walk into your shop, don't think they walk into your shop just, oh, look, that's a buy something, please help me. Just, if I walk in, I'm just exploring window shopping. When window shops and walks into a, no, but if you found something you really, really like, you would have bought it. Like, don't fucking lie. So, state, execution, perception management, fear, language, posture, duplication, replication, scale, questions. What else? Let's fill the board. Barbecue.
Marketing.
Everyone was like, actually, what the fuck did he say? Not barbecue, it's barbecue. Yes, marketing. Everyone's like, what the fuck can this all sit in one model? So exciting.
Networking?
Yep. Sorry.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Influence, definitely. Is that what you had before?
Yeah.
Right, what else?
Compartmentalizing.
Now I replaced, who said that? So I replaced that word with categories, which is what we were talking about. Is everyone understand what I'm getting at? Say the word. What do you think of when you hear categories? Categories. Or was that you? I thought it was you. But I'm going to give you the credit because it sounded like it. What else?
Alongside maybe like impressions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just elaborate so I can.
Well, you know, when you're selling one, you have to give a feeling to someone so that they stay or come back.
So perception management.
Okay.
So that's a good. But I want you, because remember, you may use a different word. So share it because I might be able to link it for you. So keep sharing. I need everyone to share something. Come on.
Self-development.
Yep. Development.
I don't have a word for this, so you're gonna have to help me.
I'll say something.
Yeah.
You just look at me like, I'm like, give me something.
So at the moment, I hit a barrier with like focusing on my why, my purpose, but I've spent so long doing that, I need to realize that it's not gonna happen, but I need to do other shit as well.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna work. I'm just saying that now and then, like.
I don't know if that's internal communication, or I don't know what it is, but there's a barrier there, like a little man.
It may not be a why for you, that's fine. It wasn't a why for me, it was a mission. But
Yes,
there's
sir.
other words that may land on your map that may work for you.
Yeah, so I'm spending all my time, because I think I've got to try and find this before I do this, but I don't really have to do that, it's in the background.
I would probably, yeah, it's clarity again, but I also think it's a form of empowerment. Fulfillment? Because you're looking at fulfillment, if you're looking for a particular word as an alternative to give you the drive to know that you're still going to take action.
Yeah, because I'm not that we don't.
My why, like I know I'm in the right industry. For me to stop worrying about the why, I just focus on what I like to do. I actually focus on the how and what. I like making people feel good in the gym and getting strong and doing things they never thought they could do and empowering that way. And then bang, what does that sound like? Fucking why.
Yeah, why the wrong way.
I didn't find the exact, it's this, it's like, I like doing what I do, and how it makes me feel and how I can help other people feel that way. So that's what got me up from just trying to go, what's my why? And go, you know what, just to take that value of the day.
Yep.
That allow you to feel the way you want to feel or impart, you know, whatever change it is that you want to create. So that's what I found. It wasn't really a why, it was like just be happy doing what you're doing and realize the value actually is serving every single day. And then pops up.
Can I just share on top of that? Audio the other day, and they say one of the quickest ways to get into your or go to your closest people and go there and ask that happens all about Shane. Look, dude, we're pretty close mates. Why do you like me? Oh, you don't know, seriously. Why do what's your fucking name? Dude, just tell me exactly what you like about the field. Write it down and get it out. Do that with all your closest friends, and you notice they will align to a certain sort of thing, and that will help you find your why.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did that on social media. Carbon suggestion. Put that out there. Just wrote it in a post and said, "Okay, everybody, you're like here. What do you like about your world that you appreciate?" And the response that I got was magnificent. It caused me to actually, as I had a long conversation, it caused me to actually come to accept praise, which is something that I think a lot of people are.
A lot of people suck at it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I don't know why. It's awesome. You know, they're like, "You're fucking awesome, dude." I'm like, "Okay, thank you. You're awesome too." You know, it was a crazy exercise, and I encourage you all to try it, as said, because it was it wasn't all positive. It gave me some contrast. It was really, really valuable to hear what some people were very genuine in their response to hear that you actually added to their existence. It was,
I'll share.
and interesting to see your response.
I'll share with that too. Just make sure that you, after you send that message, or whatever, if it's not a phone call, that you are contactable.
Yeah.
Like, I thought like I was trying to kill myself. Like, that's literally like, oh, wait. I like sent the message, I trained this guy. And I like hear my phone go off.
What the crazy way.
And then I was just like, I'm like, it calls again. I'm like, oh, I better answer it. I was like, dude, are you alright? Like, I'm in the car, man. I'm like coming over, like, supposed to talk to you. I was like, oh no, like it's all sweet like this.
Exercise. I mean, it's and do it with your friends. Do it with your friends you really care about. I mean, Kirsten said we talked to my best friend at home. Like Sean, for example. I said, I make time for you all the time. I said, we are not getting any younger. You want to make time to talk with me because I said, I work 3 times fucking harder than you and I know it. Make time for me or lose me. Dude, I really appreciate that call. It really matters to me because I've been such a mess the last 2 weeks. So let's chat then, man. I fucking care about you. Let's talk. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have that open conversation. People need that. People fucking need that. They need that connection. That's what I said to you. You know, if you've had an ex or a breakup or someone you haven't spoken to that you dislike, ring them. Tell them how much you care about them. I just thought I was just going to let you know. Okay? See you later. What will that do to their brain? Everything you do. I have a friend of mine who is really 50, and he was a really big influence in my life when I was then 13 to 16. He taught me really quick, a really, really harsh rules. I'm just going to be completely open with it. If a man sleeps with a lot of women, he's been called a champion. If a woman sleeps with a lot of men, she's called a slut. As soon as I said that thing, he punched me. I was 13. He was also Viking. He said, every woman's a flower. Don't ever let me catch you thinking that way again. I was like, crying. But I have never forgotten it. It was the best education I ever got. And I rang him and said, you were a massive influence in my life. You taught me how to respect people. He's only 50. He has no value in his life because he was a bikie. But if you ring up someone, you do that to someone. Jesus, you just give them back like their existence. Like their whole life has a new meaning. So please, I commend you to write 1 to 3 people you know you must call today and just say, I want to thank you. Even if this is a voice message, leave a message. Thank you for being my world. Even if you're a geek sometimes.
Sort of going through this journey, if you don't know what your why is, the more you concentrate on trying to find it, the harder it is to find it.
Yeah.
If you just go and do some shit and then you'll just pop up. I was brushing my teeth and like, oh, I know what I have to do. it was like probably a month ago.
You said, like, walk out of the shower. I don't know if you guys have done it. Go to the snow pipe once and go back to the shower.
It was an idea that somebody had told me probably a month earlier. And I'm like, oh no, that's not for me. Yeah, I must be thinking about it without actually thinking about it. I was like, oh, that's actually the thing.
That's actually the thing. So guys, remember I told you about day one, you're 100% suggestible. And listen to, even if you like or dislike it, it's coming in. Makes sense? So you can be in the sun and say, no, I will not, I have power of mind, and look at sunburn, look at the fucking thing. You know what I mean? So get real with it. It's just like the information you're sharing is to go guide your mind. So I'm going to start standing. Now, does everyone know why I draw a line every time with certain levels? Because there's below the line and above the line. Where do you always start? Above the line. Yep. So I'm going to start drawing out models for you. Go for one more. That together.
Perfect.
Everyone say it together.
Yes.
Everyone say.
Sorry, man. I was like, I don't
Okay. So, cause and effect. Funny. Just so you know, 70, I probably say 77% of smoke operate here. I reckon it's around 90. So it's just so hard. I'm like, fuck your hardness. Go back to cause. Yeah? So, cause and effect. Now, the real thing, it doesn't have this red stand here. So I'm going to write the word environment. Structure. Implementation. People. Now, this was a model I shared with Matt. No more, no less. It was also one of his points. He said, why do you keep teaching me this model? Have you run out of content? I said, no, content. I said, no, you're not fucking applying. This is an honest, this is really what happened between me and Matt. Everyone know how direct that is. Yeah. So you imagine he and I talking. I'm like, shut the fuck up, model. No, teach me something. Fucking model. And I knew it. It's a result. I'm looking at the result. No change in result. Use the model. No change in result. Use the model. No change in result. Use the fucking model. Bang. Oh, Tim, I got it. That's what happened. Because I know there's a lot of people saying, I know this, but you're not saying that they know mindset. But do you do it? Do you know what to do? Do you do what you know? So this is going to give you the master model that allows you to put every model and every strategy within it. It is the ultimate diagnostic for yourself, for others, for your business, for another company. It will show you how to solve problems so quickly, it's insane. Everything I teach hangs off this model. Everything. Absolutely everything I teach is off this model. Now, there's a reason why, like I said, the thing yesterday, person I decided to do this because I'm just testing. And they all have life times, but that was normal. Most people do. And the purpose of sharing this model with you is it's going to like go into it's going to cause a lot of dust. And you're just going to need to let things settle. You'll find these things will start to fall in place. So what happens is, like Alex shared before, is what did you notice about everything you learned?
It's a bit overwhelming. Well, then it all sort of, it started essentially slotting into place and making sense like a puzzle. It's all there. I just didn't know how it all fit together.
And the subsequent effect of that was what? I want to start a business. Okay?
I've never thought that before.
I never thought that before. Most people fail in life because they cannot categorize their thinking. They can't organize their thoughts. Now, this will make sense more when you realize, remember what I said about Fred the Head and how you see the world? What does your brain do? It takes 20 million bits of information and it breaks it all down and cuts away, it regresses 99% of it, or 99.8%, and keeps 130 to 170 bits of information. And then puts that 170 bits into 7 boxes. Does this make sense, everyone? Who doesn't remember what I'm talking about? If you don't, it's very important that I go back through it. Is that okay? Is everyone so stunned they can't respond? Everyone's like, yeah. But remember, you can only obtain that amount of information in one moment. So in that one moment, if you can only obtain that amount of information, then that means you're going to execute based off what you're aware of. So what you want to be able to do is always be in control of the state. So you can call on the information you need at any given time. So that you can overcome the obstacle that you're your senses, your local senses, are seeing. Who knows Neil deGrasse Tyson? Yeah, it was very awkward, guys, because I watch this guy nearly every time I go to sleep. Like, I want to know that. And then meet someone in person, I'm like, dude, I feel like I know you. He's like, we don't. I'm like, I feel like I really know you. It's an honor to meet someone like that because I was like, you're a part of my life. So it was really quite weird. It's real. But one of the things that he said was all about, okay, what? You're here. What matters? They're giving you information in the moment. Okay? That's why you'll know, remember the success principles I shared with you. What were they? One of them is have now, I didn't just teach cool shit, it all lands. So you guess what? Know your outcome. The past, it's in the now. Because your thinking is in the moment. You're creating an idea in the moment, which sits in your head. It feels like it's in the future, but that's because it's a feeling. Your senses are letting you know there's a space for a sort of mind. Is everyone sticking with me? I'm going slow because I want you all to start seeing, the Lego effect here. And you build your reality. And so this environment, everything we're talking about now with mindset exists within that area. But I'm discussing with you structure. Is everyone flowing with me? I'm talking about categories at the same time. So if this is how we build our reality, what are you really clear on? There's certain things I So I'm going to start writing out subcategories underneath these headings. Now, I'll explain why these words have weight. What's the bigger word than environment? Culture. Culture fits within environment.
Community.
Community sits within environment. Because this is a community and we exist where? We're in an environment. The reason I'm asking that is if you can come up with it, you have to let me know because I cannot fucking figure it out. And there's no answer for it because I honestly believe there is nothing bigger. Universe. That's an environment. I did the same thing. I went, universe. It's like environment. Because it's an environment. It houses a lot of structure, a lot of things that are going on. And there's people who want to see it. No. So is everyone getting why we choose the word environment? It's the highest form of creativity. So structure. Every environment has a structure. So we use this building. This building is an environment. It creates the ultimate goal of this building. Create a what? Community. And what? And let's go a word higher than that. Right? You know this. I know you know this. And so did everyone else who was there yesterday. No pressure. Family, culture, community. What's the purpose of all those things? What is the purpose of Apple? What is the purpose of a community? So close. Experience. What's feeling? Emotion. What was emotion? What? Feeling, experience.
Universe.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm so sorry. It's that. Oh my god. They want an experience. I was going to say that's what I wrote then. Yeah, I'm like, there must be another one. No, here's that one. So thank you. Not on head, not too far. So it's every greater level of experience. When you have a community, when you're part of a community, what you're seeking is a greater level of experience. Because this is why I used to say, remember day one, I said, you do. No. They only experience the world based on what it is. Themselves. So when you have a shit day, when you're having a good day, it's just you the whole freaking time. So this is where you yourself are an environment. You yourself are an environment. So this is why I want you to be very aware that the word environment is contextually dependent. A book is itself an environment. It creates. When you read a book, how do you feel? What is the experience you get when you read a certain book? Who loves reading? Bingo. And I bet my bottom dollar you enjoy reading particular types of books because you want a particular experience. Does this make sense? Now, the thing is, when you read the set book, it's full of what? And inside that structure, you have lots of things to read. Words. There's things that you do. You turn the page. There's action. And how does it make you feel as a person? Whatever you choose. Certain. All I'm showing you is now, I'm going to drop. Does everyone get this? Every building, I said, this is an environment. It creates an experience to everyone that comes into it. But at one stage, it wasn't here. It was a thought, it was an idea. There was a lot of process. And the ultimate thing about this is the Disney strategy. If you've never heard of that, one of my favorite things is Ron, I think it's Ron, Walt. No, not Walt. It was a brother.
Oh,
Is it Ron?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so Ron got interviewed by a really shitty, what do you call it? Journalist, I think about a journalist. And they said, how's it feel to know that Walt never saw this? And you guys heard this? And then he laughed and said, you're an idiot. The only reason it's here is because Walt lives here. Roy, not Walt, thank you. It was Roy. Roy lives here. So the beautiful thing about that is there's so many proofs, or your mind is insane. Remember I said to you all the time, everything you see here was once a thought. Now the iPhone is a beautiful example of ESIP in action. Let's look at the phone. Look at the phone. What's the experience they want to create? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, and I'm going really slow with it, is because this is what makes a difference. And I say this with absolute love and not it's confidence in being humble. This is why the other company, Big Change Agency, we work with some major companies now, and they're making massive waves. And it's not just because of the model, it's because of how we talk about it. When someone comes to buy from you or talk to you, they want an experience. They're not thinking ESIP. They're coming to you because they want an experience. So when you pick up a project, what? The fucking thing to work. And that's why I said, don't take it for granted. Look into it and actually look to the depth of what you actually hold. It creates an amazing experience. What can you do with that? Now pretend it doesn't exist on your iPhone. We want a device that has no buttons. Has almost no buttons. A device that can fit. Now, let's talk about it like as if it doesn't exist. We'll talk about it. And how crazy it fucking sounds. I want you to pretend that there is a device that is no bigger than, say, a half the size of an A5 sheet of paper. That weighs maybe 300 grams. That has more technology than some space stations. That allows you to communicate with anyone on the globe, both and visually. At any stage, you can look at any temperature on the planet in every major city. You can also message anyone you love. You can also read up anything you want to know from the last million years. You're like, you're fucking crazy. Welcome to the iPhone. But you tell someone this, and they're like, I want this. But it was once a thought. So we create the environment now, break the phone into pieces, into major categories. What are the things that allow that phone to exist? Because actually not. The phone existed before the phone was here. It has to. There's no way, like touchscreens, they existed. Hard drives, they existed. Antennas, cases, charging cables, battery. Every component that made the iPhone already existed, yes, there was some innovation that was putting the combination together. As every other person was trying to put more buttons and more shit on their phone, what did Apple do? It's the other way. That's why I keep saying, when you're in business, don't try and be better. Be different. People buy different before they buy better. I don't fucking buy a GTR or any of those other fucking random cars. Every other one's got it. I want to buy a car that no one else has fucking got. Because I want to be different. That's it. I like being different. Does that make sense? These people like different. They don't like better, they like different. And so when you break down the phone into its categories, what are some of the major categories? Let's just choose one. Componentry. Now, if we write components underneath structure, how many subcategories are there? Touch screen, turn on. But then you've got to have a supplier coming from. Okay? What's the actual software, not the hardware, what's the software we would require to create such an experience for a user? To make sure that it's fluent, to make it intuitive. Can you see now how much fucking work goes into creating such a device? And yet I don't mind in the fucking elevator shaft. Very clever. You're choosing my base. It just happened. I was so shocked. I was like, can I get it back? He's like, oh, you're gonna wait 2 days. I was like, back to the city, 7 months So then I've got my beautiful phone. So then you can, what else can you break it down then to? Well, maybe there's not one type of variation, maybe there's an ascension. Maybe we can make watches that are based off the same system. Maybe we could use the same technology and thinking for our computers. Oh my God, we can open up an entire charging price piece of hardware, and we can partner with phone companies, make it affordable. But do you see what the whole purpose is? Always going back to what? Experience. What are we trying to create here? What's the experience? Disney's goal is to create the happiest place on earth. And I still think Disney is a pretty amazing place. Every person walks out there with a particular experience. Every child walks out there with huge amounts of joy. And then everyone knows based off what else. What else does Disney do? They don't just do theme parks. They do cartoons and animations. So everything they do is an extension of their environmental context, is to create an experience for their client and user. Does this make sense? So it's like, mine was always to take you to the next level. Even if it's in a simple conversation. I know that you and I had a great conversation about it. But the purpose is never just to have a chin pop. What's the purpose of this? To elevate your thinking and at the same time you do for me. What can I do? So does this make sense? I haven't drawn anything underneath, but can you see how this goes on? And I haven't really touched anything by line yet. This is why I never tell people what to do. Because this is doing. This is action. This is behavior. This is to-do lists. This is the eyes, for those who know what that is. Yep. This is lag measures. Lag measure is something that you go, that's not beautiful, that's not. Because if you're looking at your account, it's already happened. Does that make sense? Now, the people part is pretty much good. Simple people, just put people on the right. Is everyone sticking with me so far? Good, just because it's a process. Now, environment consists of the dream / idea, the goals, the why, the mission, vision, purpose, mindset, standards, categories, benchmarks, how, implementation is what, So, is this sticking? Like the conversation started here. Now I use this as a model of who I'm dealing with, because there's other models that I link into this. Now remember the 6-to-1 model I shared with you, the results model, the community model, the next level model, call it whatever you want. I'm going to draw it next to it. Man, that's nice and red. Now, anyone see the pattern yet? I got 57 different models that I use, and you've all been, I've shared with you no less than 10. Now, why would we do that? Modeling excellence is a double-edged sword. Model those who have excellence and use models to achieve excellence. Because you can do what you think's right and get fucking nowhere. So what I adopted is the thinking of, maybe my thinking is not the thinking I need. Maybe the only thinking I need to adopt immediately is to learn from others who are doing it really, really well. Versus trying to reinvent the damn wheel. Once you know how the wheel works, one of the things that you'll see here is very clear how people fall down. When people only see the result from themselves for a long period of time, and they don't hit this, they vanish. Or they stay very small, they don't scale. Because the system will not support it. Now people go, well, what about drug dealers? I'm like, unfortunately, if you look at the system, what's it actually doing? It's actually providing a need. This is where people go, this right and wrong mentality. For me, I only want to talk about resourceful ways of achieving success and excellence. So I'm just using a contrast model to say that people can still use violence as a need to get results in our community, but they do it in an unresourceful way, and it causes pain. So that's why I say with this rule, the do the right thing. We're all intrinsically built with that little congruency clause. Let you know do the right thing. Everyone's got it, yeah? Everyone knows that they need to do the right thing by themselves and others. It's like just built into you. So now this looks like a crazy schematic. But if we look at it, let's think about it. Remember you said I said get clear with your why. Why would I say that? Because if you don't get clear with your why, there's no fucking way you're going to take action. This is the effect. You know why? This is your cause. Everything here is a cause. That's why there are some people who know how to evolve and don't know why and still make a lot of money. Because how do you just say, no, I'm not a how person. I'm a why person. There's a lot of why people, and if they don't find out how, they die. Yeah, true. That's why you got to be straight to that. I'm not a how guy. I'm a why guy. I do know how, but my strength is why. And I surround myself with how people. Because then they get the way up, they get my why, they get their how. Makes sense? It's like why men and women are in a relationship. What do men do? They make really big things small. It's the power of testosterone. Focus. What do women do? Make things that are small big. That's it. They make little things in life really big. That's why, like, oh my God, he's still how meanwhile, the partner's just like, why did it go? It's using those energies to take advantage of those energies. Does everyone get what I'm getting at? This is the power of combination. So using this, you go, well, I say, maybe the why isn't the word you need. Maybe it's purpose, getting clarity of purpose. One of my favorite things about purpose, have clarity of purpose, it's like two things. The person on the nicest, smoothest fucking road will get nowhere with no purpose. You can have the toughest, roughest road in your life, no matter what it is. If you're clear of purpose, you'll overcome. proofs in history to know that that's true. Why? Mission? You've got. So these are different words you can use. Instead of just the word why, you can have a mission. You can have a purpose. You can have a dream. So these are all different words, they kind of all link. And if you find wrong to the others, yes? Who's now noticing something? The context of these words will broaden as more. You yourself are an environment. You get that. You are an ecological system. You are full of bacteria. You have a structure. You have bones. You have nervous system. They all have what? They all each have an environmental context and input to the whole. Yeah? Think about it. Your body, everything your body's doing is to support you to do what you want to do. Eating because you're alive. Eating because you have a purpose. That's one of my favorite quotes is, I think it was a John Maxwell quote, is there are 2 days, the most important 2 days of your life. The day you're born, the day you celebrate. One of my favorite quotes. And so many people live here. Why? Because this is local. You can see this. This is people and stuff and things. People get caught up here because they think this is reality. Does this make sense? This is what people see. They think that's what it is. Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. Yes? Because you only see what you believe. That's why you always start here. You get clear your dream goals, why, mission, vision, standards. That's why I harp on standards. Because when I go to a company and I find out they've got all these people and there's good people are leaving. And they go, oh, I want to retain my people. Oh, tell me more about that. Who have we lost? And I'm not going to ask them, well, how can we build an incentive system in? I'm going from standards that are lived every single day by the company. And everyone laughs, like, oh, what are those? But no wonder it sucks to work here. Because if everyone with leadership, what would that look like? What is their understanding of that bloody word? It's like I had a meeting with all these defense guys. I'm like, look at these 4 words, respect, initiative, teamwork, and courage. I'm like, what is respect to you? Oh, it's one of the values of the army. What is respect to you? Give me something that would prove that you understand the word. Oh, when someone shares, I'm gonna listen to them. Okay, that's one form. But being open to the possibility of respecting that you have an opportunity to grow. So people limit the context. Why? Remember I said your brain's always trying to concentrate and limit so you can focus. But sometimes you gotta ask your brain to go, hey buddy, just expand a bit and then focus on a new one. Broaden your awareness and then focusing on the next bit of content that brings you going. Broaden your awareness and then focusing again. Yeah? So you have to extend it up. Same thing you need to do. Who doesn't see the pattern here? Everyone stand up. Do what you want for 2 seconds.
How you going, son?
All right, 2 seconds. Stand there.
Was a classic thing that happened a couple of years ago, just on this note. We went into this big firm ready to do a presentation, and up on the wall was their vision in huge writing with magnificent. And I called the CEO and I said, that's fantastic, it's really great to see. He said, oh, that's just something the market has put up. Whoa. I just went, wow.
Almost done in your mouth.
Yeah, it was.
And guys, I shit you not, the amount of companies you can know them, well, we have to still do that. Like, what? Tell me about them. I can't remember them, I'm like, they're fucking amazing. conscious decision-making processes. Is this moment right now going to bring the results of the dream I keep doing? No, then don't fucking do it. That's it. That's why we have standards and values.
Tim, can I say something on that, please?
Please.
I had that conversation you were just like relaying, and had the exact same conversation with my PTM last week, and
PTM?
personal training manager.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if we go health clubs, and I probably shouldn't have dropped the name, but I'm going because it's out there. So when I sat here for the first time, I was like, all right, what questions do I want to have answered by the end? I was like, I don't know where I fit, so I want to know where I fit. They pulled me up last week. They were like, your contract's up for renewal. Like, here, sign the paperwork. I was like, wait, can I read it first? And they're like, oh, we don't actually have the authority to send to you. I was like, bullshit, whatever. All right, well, let me ask some questions first. I was like, okay, what is Go value? Like, why is Go Go? And she just looked at me and was like, we want to create the best workout experience. I was like, that's bullshit. I looked at her and she was like, oh, crossed her legs and her arms and was like, well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, the wall, yeah, the hands and the 4 words. What are those words? She's worked in there for 6 years. The group shares the same office. My question and sort of chimed in and was like, oh, yeah, no, it's like environment and caring and look at 10 page. Like 4 words: environment, atmosphere, caring, and
They're all
some
going
other-
to breathe.
some other shit came out, and they were like, okay, yeah, and like as if like that answered my question. I was like, okay. They're like, so why do you ask these questions? Do you feel like you don't fit? It's like, I feel like defining fit means that my values align with the place that I'm working. Like, our values align. If we fit, our values align. And she was like, okay, well, what do you value? I'm like, comparing people, knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Listed off a couple of other things. They're like, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, we empower people. Every time you walk in, you feel better. You feel like you can do what you can do. It's like, you don't feel like you knowledge though. Like, you were reluctant to put any sort of, you know, educational sort of stuff into place. And they're like, well, you don't need knowledge to have a good atmosphere. I was like, that's why your top trainer is killing values. People down.
Says that Steve was relentless and just, but you have to be. What was some of the stuff I shared? Now this now plug Apple in regards to the it's a massive discipline. Not dabble discipline. Like, I'll just do it because I feel good today. Like, you do it because if you don't do it, someone will do it better and you'll do it better. Is this land? Like, my levels of awareness are always ascending. Even when I feel them descend, I think one of the things I heard for little fool guys was a diagram to show what happens. People think, oh, I'm just going through this hard time. I'm like, do you realize how far you've actually grown? That you're just going into another lull for a period. It's to give the contrast. Shade, you're going to have a bad day. It's just a contrast. You're coming down. It's like I was having a great call. About 12 o'clock tonight, I'm going to crash like a jet. So that's why I'm like, right then, next one. Bring me my black word. So, guys, this is why this is an advanced. It is an advanced model, but I can plug in any of your businesses to find out where the gap is like that. Oh, I'm just going to reduce how much I'm charging my client. What the fuck are you doing to yourself and your dream now? Change your fucking clients. What? I'm like, yeah, that's whatever's going on for you is this shit again. One thing, you change one thing in the environment, you change everything. If we change the motion of the universe, everything's going to change. Your clock starts doing that shit. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, does this make sense? Vision, the vision of what you're doing. I'm saying, build the dream, make it very clear. Use the SMART principles, use all these principles I've shared, you can build your kingdom. These are little things, it sounds like a lot, but if you don't do it, you're not going to get it. Now, so it's like one of the things I have Jim Collins say is, you know, it's not about, someone said it's not about getting it right, It is about getting it right. Because if you get it wrong, where do you want to be? Like, where do you want to be? Like, really? Like, honestly, like, this is really, don't let your local senses fool you into thinking that what you're feeling and seeing in the moment is going to be what you are for the rest of your life. Makes sense? That's why I say to people, there's, I think yesterday I was saying to you, there's the mirror neurons. So they're like, there's this thing where whatever you're brought up around, constantly what you see, you become it. Because mirror neurons try to mirror match everything energetically, visual, context, structure. So the thing is, if you keep thinking about your past or pain, you're going to build yourself into the very thing you keep making your mind with. So that's why I say bring in, not positivity, just bring in healthy challenge. Bring in, because challenge requires growth. You know, you don't just constantly keep lifting the same damn weight day after day after week after month. You explore, you change, you demand more of that body. It's like, you know, where is the most important rep? Is it in the 10th rep or the 11th? The one that is one more than what you said. Now let's look at the standard of saying, what's the model we used last time? Good people get average results. Great people get good results. Yeah? Excellent people get good results. But the difference between excellent and outstanding is what? Like a millimeter. That's why it's like an exponential curve. But I say to you, everyone experiences a lot of growth right at the start, and then it starts to do that. But I'm like, your energy and the reward is insane. Insane. That's why I'm like so excited for a lot of you, because you're only now having a level of awareness. You're like putting all these models and learning now into a new little square. Remember I said you put into 7 plus or minus 2 chunks of information. You're gonna be able to run your world so autonomously. You're just noticing how things are just falling into place for you. It's only been 8 weeks. My dad excites to share to me, because even though I know all this, I'm still growing. And but do you know, like, come back to you, this stuff. Come back to the basics. Come back to the basics. You know, I always refer to soldiering. Now, what makes an amazing soldier is the fundamentals, fieldcraft, making sure he's carrying body's hanging nowhere else. That's what makes an exceptional human being. They make sure that when the game's on, I used to anchor my apartment handle. And like, does anyone know what anchoring is? So when you listen to a song, you feel good. I anchor my door handle in my apartment. I open that door, it's like, boom, let's go. Rockstar, let's do it. You just talk to yourself. And as soon as I walk in, it was something I had to re-anchor. I had to anchor myself to do the same thing when I walked into my apartment. It's like, ugh. It's, yeah, what a day. What have I learned? Sit down, bang, memory done, write it all down. Does this make sense? Yes.
I just thought I'd jump in there and share a bit about my backstory, but I've built 2 businesses that involve other people. And you can live in, and somehow Tim mentioned make this work. And I first ended. I built 2 businesses, one hugely went up and then went crashing down because the environment wasn't there. It was, you need to do something to implement. You need to do something to implement. Yep. Anyone who's had a one-on-one conversation with me about business, Brody, we can talk about the environment. Let's talk about the culture. Okay, it may not crash and burn there and then, but it does. And for me, hugely. So if you can master that, you can master whatever your objective is around that.
That valuable, guys? It's really important to get, because this is where, like, can we look at all these words? How are you having a sales conversation? How can we improve a sales conversation? Build the dream in the client's eyes. Focus on their dream. And have these. Do you know what 6 4 fundamentals? Match every single number to everything we're doing. Number 1, every individual needs certainty. Every single team provides variety. Every single skill and capability gives people significance. But guess what? It's all below the line, it's all local. What do people suck at? Building love and connection. Achieving the final one, which is fulfillment. Now, if you map those last three to the top three, if you want fulfillment, provide to the community. That's why I love these days. That's why I fall in love with. I don't think about having an academy to make me fucking look good. The only way to make me look good is to make you look fucking excellent. And you can't make that shit up. You have to do this. Does that make sense? That's what I fight for. I fight for human excellence. Because I want that place to stay forever. That's the goal. It's not, oh, we had a really good coffee shop one day. And I want the shit. It's community. If you want fulfillment, like the only reason that I know you'll be pushing through all these pain barriers is you know that if you don't push through them, there are going to be people that will miss out on building connection with you. And they're only going to live their first 4 needs. And you can make those 4 first needs unresolved. This makes sense. We all want to achieve results. What about progress over perfection? This is because what is connection? Connection with another human being is actually a system. If you do not have long connection, your team is not going to operate. That's why I used to, politely, I smashed Andy about getting Tam in the room. I said, if you've got a business partner that doesn't know this, you're in deep shit. If you go into business with anyone who's not applying the shit I share with you, not because it's next level, but because it's a fucking law. Like it's not, I don't go to people and go, this is the next level thing. I go, this is just how you do well. Like this is how you do good. This is how you do excellent. Everything. I don't care about the bottom part of the pyramid. I'm interested in the people at the top. How did they get there? What was the thinking? If we've got one shot at this, how do you fucking get there? And it's not for you, it's to bring others to come around and make sure you do it. Because if you do that, there's strategy matters. And please don't be that smart and say to me, what do you do if you're a slack? People do that to me. It's funny. So this land, and this is why it's now I say it's not about the success is not getting the model. Success is not about getting the model. It's about excellence, which is applying it. It's about applying it. Diana from level 3, who's got a bloody MBA. She in fucking 6 months, she said, I have done more in 6 months than I have in 6 freaking years. And it makes me great, and it also pisses me off. And it reinforces what's his name, Gary Vee said, if you're telling that quick. Because you're just learning so slow. Like Gary Vee, one of my favorite models, he says, thank you. I said, it's Donna. So I work with a consultant called Deanna. They look identical. So you have to work what first? Smart. Working smart. Working smart is knowing your outcome, having sensitivity, having behavioral flexibility. All these little things. The second thing is what? Work smart, then work hard. Because we all know people who work really hard, get nowhere. Someone shared a quote, I loved it. It was like, direction is more. That's really true. That's why I watched this TED talk about a guy. I can't remember the name. They sit within the top. They are the top 1,000 people on the planet. And the guy says, I'm one of the richest on the planet because I own 2 banks. I own shares in one of the big airline companies, and I am by far the hardest worker of the smartest man on the planet. I've got 100 years. And he goes, if you think that I don't work my ass off to keep what I'm doing, and try, because he goes, what he was saying was when he's at the top, he said, I don't care about the wolves or any of those guys. We're constantly thinking, how do we elevate our middle class? What's the middle class doing? How do we elevate our lower class? And it's like the system. The grass, what's it doing? It's just this whole process of building awareness. And I thought it was very humbling and beautiful because he says, you know, and he said, like I said to you, you can't eat lobster every fucking meal. Get over it. He goes, yeah, I had enough money to buy every clothing. I only wear so many fucking clothes. I'm not going to wear 16 pairs of jeans in my head. I can't put both my feet in 2 cups. You know, like, because there's this point where it's kind of stupid. And I thought that was really important information. Based on what I was hearing, was this whole vision, mission, purpose, and why. What are our goals? Get clear your goals, but have structure. Planning is a system. Around how you sell your is a system. What's your planning? How you talk is a system. A sales conversation is a system. So this is what I say to you. You don't need to know how all the time. You must get clear with this. Does that make sense? I did not know how all the time. I did not know how. But I got really clear with the fact that I knew there was a better version of me somewhere. That's all I got. That's all I ever focused on. Like, there's got to be a better me, because if I can improve me, then I'm going to attract new people. And I had to let a lot of people go. And I attracted new people. So without the old, you know, they're my friends, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. What's more important? Looking after 5 or 6 people for a bigger impact. Does that make sense? Blood cells do what? Carry oxygen to every corner of your body. That's a really important process. But no one is more important than the other. It's how they work as a team. Same with you and I. I always consider you guys in other communities. Does this make sense now? So I'm going, well, how's the team forming? How do we know? Say, skill capability, how are we using it? How do you know you've got the skill capability? How's that translating? Have you got a system around it so that you can duplicate and replicate? You know, what do you do really well? I want to find out how Alana makes those fucking brands. Who spoke to me in the last week? Like, if anyone knows how much time I fucking don't have, I don't use that as an excuse. I literally said, Brendan, just book them into my calendar, I'll make time. You know, and I'm like, bang, bang, bang. That's why I was that. I was like, I'm like, man, did you have any? It's like when I said Dave Nelson. So I don't know. I said, you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. Like, you can't. That's what I said, well, when do you slow down? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think about slowing down. Just fucking go it. Like, when the pyramid gets steeper and the atmosphere gets thinner, drive harder. What will keep you moving? Like, who asked me momentum? Someone asked me momentum. This is how I keep momentum. I'm just, like, go all out. Flame and glory. Just landing. So this is why I use this model, and I kind of talked about it in a very abstract way. But please understand, I'm going to give you an introduction to it. So every model I'm showing you, it's going to land in 4 places. Remember, you're all different. So it's like watching a movie. You're all going to walk away with exactly what you need to remember. You might be, you know what? My mission is to do. And that could be the bang. That could be the fuse. I want E, but I need a how guy or a how girl. Yeah. And then you might go, hey, that's I'm not planning correctly. What does a correct plan look like? That's why I used to say, you know, planning, map, use the word map, actually. Why would I use the word map? Come on, Tony Robbins. He uses the word map. He's $6 billion up and he's impacting 30 million people. I'm going to fucking listen to him. Because he's still a billionaire and he's still impacting lives and he's losing his voice. He has a fucking tumor on his pituitary gland. Isn't that right?
It's getting real croaky now.
Yeah. Like, I was listening to one of his old audios and he had this belief system. I was like, oh, you should just be, but to be certain, maybe you shouldn't have this. He's like, fuck that. You're going to cut open my head. Like, that was lying. And everyone should know. So he went and found one other guy who said, you know what? I'm a doctor. I actually think you're right. I think maybe you should just leave it alone. But I'm a doctor. You come to see a doctor, I'm going to want to drug you. You go and see a builder, they're going to want to build something to you. Build something for you. See how people come to they're going to try and train you. Does that make sense? So he said that to Tony. He said, just follow what you believe. But if you ask my opinion, yeah, I'm going to say take these drugs. And so he said no. So he still has a fucking thing on his shirt, but that's why he's so big. The way he saw it was, I'm getting $500 with a free growth hormone in there. You know what I mean? And so that's how he saw it. And so the energetic effect of that is it works. It's why people have ailments and they can get through it and some others don't. It's not to say that one person was better than the other, it's just different for God's sake. And this is why I love this model is, if you have a very clean environment, you get really clear on the cause, and it's not about getting there quickly. Go to a hot bin and promote yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's not about getting to the outcome quick like that. It's about getting clear with the outcome that inspires you. And then, you know, what are work for your goals, milestones, whatever it is for you. Goals. So I use what are my 30-day, 90-day days? I sit down, I plan them. And then eventually you'll do it so often that you'll do it almost unconsciously. Your brain will be like, boom, it's now coming into the fourth quarter of the year. What's the outcome for the end of this year? What do I want to achieve at the end of the quarter? My brain goes, how do you want to be positive for next year? So that implies that you are ready to tackle the challenges of 2016. Does this make sense? Okay. This is a lot, but if you're getting like a little bit excited or a little bit overwhelmed, you're ready for it. Now, if you're just taking on board and this is easy, then great. I still need to go a little further and stretch you. And it doesn't matter each way, it depends on how you want to look at it. Let's see how I spent all the time in number one red. Environment. I did not, now people go, well, you're recruiting people. Like, yeah. This is you. This is you. The whole process. How you think. It's cascade like the wood. When I know someone's going, I just don't know what to do, guess what you're going to think now? They're stuck where? If someone says, I don't know what to do, my brain goes, they're stuck in implementation. So do you turn around and try and address the same? What do they say in the quotes? You cannot create it. So you cannot go to a client and say to them, oh, I'm not lifting my 200 kilo deadlift. And you go, oh, you need to do. I'm like, man, change the goal. Mount that. Aim for 210 next. I can't even do tight. Shut the fuck up. You're going to go. Guarantee you, because what happens? When I say you could earn, like, to some people, this is a test. I might say to Deal, you could earn an extra $1,000 a week. You're like, yeah. Some people go, oh, really? Yeah, yes, you can. You can. But I'm not telling you something, you could earn like upsize the rest. Does this make sense? Aim as high as you fucking can. Not like I'm gonna work out a jumpsuit, jump over the moon. This is stupid. It's what is getting clear is being clear with something that's possible and plausible. Now you have to look at the rest of the people on time and go, has someone else done it? The answer is usually yes. Now plausibility is you apply it to some of the basic principles. Spend an hour a day, every night, dump something down a piece of paper. These are what I'm saying to you is tactical things to do. But if I say to you, you have a mindset, and I the ultimate way to know. If you're doing just mindset and standards, then you'll get a result. And I haven't even talked about it, because mindset and standards both exist here, but they're seen where? Yeah. But if you're getting stuck, I don't know what to do, I might go back to here. What does your map say? I have another plan. Well, there you fucking go. Let's not judge it. It's not about judging. It's about filling in the gaps. Which you can work smart, work hard, work fast. What do you do when you learn to walk? Take it step by step. Smart. Watch the adults. I got it. That's what you say. I got it. It says something else. That effect. Round it up. So this process, it's rewritten before you start to run. Smart. Let's take a break and have lunch. Yeah. All right, guys. Well done. Take a break. 40 minutes, 45? 45 minutes, we're going to have fun if I go to Dana. So you guys will stay here, we'll get